My mother-in-law wants to put $1 million life insurance policy on my husband and didn't want me to know. Is this I'm putting a bounty on his head type situation?
Yeah.
This comes from mother-in-law wants life insurance, an apt username.
That's very specific.
Okay, this is going to sound crazy. Believe me, I know it is. That is why I'm asking for advice. So my husband and I have been married a little less than a year and together for 7 years. Congrats. His mother-in-law is pretty insane. She is a hoarder, extremely needy towards her son. So her mother, actually, OP's mother-in-law, a liar, willing to do anything to make any situation full of drama and about her. I really do not know where to begin with this. My husband's mother has always been off. So we kept her at an arm's length in our lives for that very reason.
Like off as in like just a little wacky.
Something's
little
not
wacky.
quite
She's
right.
different.
She is a hoarder, always trying to get money out of people and play the woe is me card to get sympathy. Well, this morning she called my husband and has been talking about opening a life insurance policy on him for $1 million. She wants to pay this 100% and be the sole beneficiary of the policy.
So it's like you're shorting humans.
It is what you're saying, where you're like, hey, I'm putting this up so if you die, I get a huge payday.
Bro, if I was a hit person, I would totally do that.
It's genius.
Is this his
It's
mother?
genius.
So she wants to pay this 100% and be the sole beneficiary of the policy. Now my husband is an extremely healthy man and his mother is not. She's overweight, has diabetes, and does not take any medication for it or attempt to improve her lifestyle for it. She is not any way dependent on us or lives near us. She's about a 3-hour drive away and she lives with her mother. My husband found the entire thing extremely amusing, but it has me extremely uneasy.
Yeah.
She knows his socials and information. I'm sure if she wanted to, she could easily do this, as in get the life insurance policy on him. But the thing that rubs me the wrong way is she keeps saying, I want to make sure I'm financially set when you die. Says nothing about the family he is creating or anything like OP or, their future children or anything.
This is so sus.
Wait,
Right?
she said when you die?
Yeah, when you die.
When you die.
Yeah, not if you
When?
die. When?
When?
Well, I mean, everyone's going to die.
Yeah,
Well,
but a son before their mother?
That's the kicker. That's the kicker is the mom is like, when you die, I want to be okay. I'm
That's
your mom.
not like a mom thing to do. It's like,
Yeah.
when I die, I want you to be
Yeah.
okay.
Yes.
Is this sparse?
Yeah, Jesse says creepy, creepy, creepy.
Creepy past.
Q says, OMG, she's going to kill him. That's what it feels like.
That's
That's
what
right.
it feels like.
Jem says, run fast.
She wants to make sure that she can take care of herself with all the money when he's dead. Again, wouldn't he outlive his mother probably?
Yeah.
Like this is a for sure thing that he's going to be dead rather sooner than later so she can bank on it or something. She told him, make sure you don't tell your wife. Shh. You know how people get when they find out you have a hefty life insurance policy. You don't want her to try and murder you. Seriously, WTF?
Oh my God.
She's suggesting the very
What?
thing.
Literally feels true crime.
This
it feels true crime.
yes, it feels like we're
It does.
leading up to on November 13th.
So Opie says, I really don't know what to do. I have tried explaining we need to go no contact to my husband, but he keeps saying that I shouldn't worry because there isn't anything she can do and just to ignore it and she'll find another get rich quick scheme somewhere else. Just ignore it. It'll be fine. Ignore or
Concerned.
nah?
I'm so concerned. She
Ignore
said when
or nah?
he's dead.
Don't ignore it.
Ignore it.
Don't ignore it. This is literally like this is the beginning of murder mystery. Except there's no mystery because we know this guy's about to be
It's
murdered.
the mom.
We have to let it play out. So Opie says, I guess I'm just looking for advice on what I can do. We got you. I mean, can she do that? Should we allow it? What do you guys think? Quick edit. We also plan on getting my own health insurance for each other in case anything happens to us or our kids. So that way our kids will be okay for when we have children. And a quick TLDR, my mother-in-law is wanting to open an insurance policy for a son for $1 million. So she'll be financially stable when he dies. She told him to hide it from me, and it totally freaked me out.
Okay, but he has to agree to the insurance policy, correct?
Well, it seems like he did.
Yeah, so let's break it down.
Break down now, y'all.
The husband
One hop.
doesn't want to do anything except hop.
No, wait, no. It seems like the husband is potentially open to opening up this life insurance policy.
I think, yeah, he's basically like,
Yes. He's like, it's fine. sure.
apathetic. Like, oh, just let her open it, whatever.
Okay, so what I
Fun thing, good word.
understand about life insurance policies, which is extremely little,
Limited,
but
yeah.
from what I understand here is there needs to be two parties of consent to
Yes.
open a life insurance policy. There's the person benefiting from the life insurance policy, and then there is the person receiving
has
the
to
life
die.
insurance policy. So, like, if John and I agree
Yeah.
to open life insurance policies, I can say, John, I want to open up a life insurance
For when
policy
you
on
die.
you for when you die.
Oh,
Yeah.
how thoughtful.
For $1 million.
Yeah.
And when you die, I get that money.
Oh.
So, but you have to agree.
Do I?
You
Someone
do.
said you don't. He does not have to agree. Linda Spark.
That's crazy. Wait, so like I could open up a life insurance policy on like someone random, and when they die,
Maybe it's you have to be family.
One detail that OP mentioned was she has his social security and other personal
Yeah.
information, so
okay,
she
so
could do
And
this.
she's
all
a
you
family.
just need is
She's
have a
related.
social security number.
Which I guess kind of would be the consent, because usually you probably don't know that
Yeah.
information, and you're like, hey, I need you to go in. But she could maybe like low-key forge, because she
Yeah.
has his personal information, his consent.
Yeah.
It's sounding like. But we have relevant comments, ladies and gentlemen. So this comes from my opinion is valid. I fear for him, but I watch a lot of the ID channel. I guess that's where a lot of the stuff happens. Raptors in the kitchen. My first thought when I read this was, hope you're enjoying getting interrogated when he turns up dead. Yikes.
wow,
My God.
not banding around the bush.
Oh my God.
OP, right? I watch so many of those types of shows, and my husband is saying that I'm just paranoid. Bella Donna Diorama says, maybe your husband should watch those shows with you so he can get that it isn't extremely rare for something to happen to someone once an life insurance policy is taken out, even with mothers. I watch him from time to time on Sundays too, so I totally get what you're saying. OP responds, when he gets home from work tonight, I think I'm going to show him this thread so he sees that I am not just being a paranoid wife. Hazel Dazzle says,
Dazzle.
pretty good, right? A lot of great names in this thread. I was going to post this. It's absolutely what she's planning if she has a shady money history. Pay it for a few months and then borrow against it big time. And then, hey, no biggie. The company can have the money whenever OP's husband finally dies. It's all good. Well, we don't have to take a life insurance policy out because who was
Ballroom
it? Just
Blitz Kid 1994. I
Hey.
still think the mom has a gambling addiction.
Ooh.
Oh, and this is like she's gonna kill her son to get the money to pay off the gambling money.
God.
That'd be crazy.
Yes. OP responds to that. This makes a lot of sense. I'm going to bring this up to my husband. This is something I could easily see her doing. So the question is,
That is insane to say that you could easily see your mother-in-law killing someone.
her son.
bro,
How? Like,
What else has she done?
All right, yeah, exactly. That's what I want to know. Because, like, sure, the life insurance policy is like pretty whack,
Pretty frightening.
but like, what else has she done that you're like, yes, checks out?
I guess
Yeah,
this
she's
is like
typical
there's a
weird.
history of her like begging and getting money from around the family and like always
yeah.
like basically trying to depend on other people and siphon stuff out.
Mhm.
But murder.
But
But
is it murder? We have a big juicy update. It is busting at the seams. Everyone watching,
Bussin'.
Sam and Sophia, what
Yeah.
should OP do now? How should OP go about
I think showing the Reddit thread is a
Showing
good
the Reddit
idea.
thread?
Yeah. To who?
The son, the husband.
Do you call the police?
I don't think there's enough proof.
But do
Also-
we wait until it's too late? Well, today I was out with my husband running errands with his mother, continuing to call and text him. He has been ignoring her since the issue of her trying to get him to allow her to take the $1 million life insurance policy. So she's trying to get it from him.
And he's like, I don't know if I want to do that.
He's like
Yeah.
ignoring her.
Yeah.
Which makes sense with the ignoring he was doing earlier. One of her texts finally got to him to call her, which was her telling him she had been in a car accident over the weekend. Guys, can we put an ICU in the comments? Can we put an ICU in the comments if we see something?
Straight to the ICU.
Did she?
Straight to the ICU.
Yes. Straight to the
Hey-o!
ICU.
Sophia with the zingers.
Okay, wait. Can we do a little conspiracy on this
Let's-
section? I
come
feel like we
on.
have to conspiracize a little bit. So, all right. So what we just found out
Yes.
is the mother has been wanting to open up a life insurance policy on her son. So if the son dies, she gets money.
Yes.
Right. We just found out that she has a history. Well, we found out she has a history of being
Begging for
scammed
money.
with money,
Yeah.
begging for money. And then she just said she got into a car accident. Did she intentionally get into a car accident so she could get money from the son?
I was gonna say she was just lying, just straight up lying about it.
But dude, I think she has to really sell it. I think she drove into a tree or something.
Because in her mind, she's like, this is worth $1 million. Would I not get in the car? If I'm willing to murder my own son for $1 million, am I not willing to get into a little fender bender to sell my story?
Because what she's trying to do is she's probably trying to make the son feel bad enough to open up the life insurance policy. So she's playing chess, dude. Maybe the son doesn't give her money or gives her a little bit of money to like help with the medical bills, but really what she's trying to do is just make him feel bad enough to get the life insurance policy and then murder him. I think we should go back to reality.
Let's go back to reality, ladies and gentlemen. He calls her and she tells him about how she supposedly fell asleep at the wheel of her car and hit a cement median, ruining the passenger door inside of her car. And she ends up trying to request that he puts her car on his insurance as his car now and give her permission to drive it, so that way she does not have to pay for the increased insurance prices that her insurance is now charging her. WTF, right?
I mean, that does make sense.
What's her angle there?
I don't know what the angle. I don't know if there's an angle yet, but that does make sense.
Maybe she's just trying to get him used to putting on it. It's like, oh,
so he does it once.
So first it's car insurance, then it's like
house insurance,
Mac insurance, house insurance, and then it's just another one,
life insurance.
Like,
we're
what's
so used
another?
to just throwing life insurance around.
Yeah,
Might as well.
Yeah, we're out. We've already ordered apps, drinks, sides.
Yeah.
We might as well get another entree or
Dessert.
two.
Yeah.
We might as well get dessert. We're already here. When he tells her he is not going to be doing that, they started getting into a heated argument, and she brings up the life insurance policy again. Well, in the midst of it, as some of you predicted, he called her out saying, I bet you are planning on taking a loan on the health insurance so you can get rich quick. And ladies and gentlemen, bless you. And ladies and gentlemen, she admitted to it.
What?
Wait. Repeat that last sentence.
Wait,
So,
what is
yes,
it
it's not
word?
what you're thinking. My husband said, I bet you are just planning on taking out a loan on the health insurance for the car crash and everything she just got in so you can get rich. And she admitted to it. So
wait. Taking a loan on the health insurance. What does that mean?
I'm confused there too, but I think what they're trying to say is that she would somehow get a loan out against the health
Can
insurance.
someone explain in
Yeah,
the
someone
chat?
business.
Yeah. So we'll keep going the story, but
And maybe it says it
for
there.
someone like, all right,
Yeah.
Avril Dill Huber says you can only take a loan from a life insurance policy if it's built up a cash value, which takes a long time. So I guess like if you have consistently been paying to a certain insurance, like you can take out like a loan against the insurance. Your insurance policy maybe will go up. I almost imagine it's like refinancing a home.
But that's crazy because it's on the contingency of you dying.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's the collateral. The collateral is like, in this case, the $1 million. If OP dies, honestly, evil genius a little bit.
Facts.
Yeah.
She told him that that was her plan all along. She was going to take out the life insurance policy. So there we go. Pay it for a few months until she could get a large loan against it and then stop paying it.
Villain monologue.
I know.
Yeah.
Like, this was my plan all along.
That was my plan all along. My sweet little son never would have suspected.
You thought I was going to kill him,
Yeah.
but
If
I
it
had
wasn't
much
for you
worse in
meddling
store for
kids.
him.
I was going to use my loan to usurp the throne and take my rightful
And when
place.
he died, I would be rich.
So my jaw dropped when she proudly admitted to all of this. Well, my husband told her off,
Good.
and now we are going no contact. Finally.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah. I'm glad it
Good,
finally happened.
Good.
He is extremely angry and has basically said she ruined any relationship they possibly could have had with one another. I am honestly very sad for my husband. I know it must be hard having a mother who cares only about herself, but luckily he does have his father and stepmother who have been very loving and supportive through this whole situation. So that's better than, being left with nothing, I guess.
Yeah.
I just thought I should update you all since a lot of you predicted this was what was going to happen. We maybe shot over a little bit. We went a little bit further, but that's okay.
Yeah. We're like, she's going to murder.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for your advice. My husband and I plan on taking out life insurance policies on each other as we move forward from this, and we will be going no contact from the mother.
What? Are you saying marketing?
Oh, I wasn't thinking marketing.
Life insurance.
Allstate, damn you!
They're like, we will be taking life insurance policies with Life Connected.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, and
Your update?
there is just a bunch of relevant comments. Teardrop87 says, wow, I suppose the loan is better than plotting his murder.
Okay, so other people thought what we thought.
they're like,
Okay.
okay, I guess that's better.
That still sucks, though. Take some time to grieve for the relationship that could have been and then carry on enjoying your life. Opie says, yeah, I can tell it really hurt my husband yesterday. I tried talking to him about it, but he ended up calling his father before he went to sleep and talked to him about the situation. My heart really hurts for him right now. Deleted says, keep a close eye on your credit. She may decide to try and take stuff in your name, and you never know what she might do.
We read a story about someone in their company taking their employees and taking all of their identities. So she could steal the identities and open up credit cards and then max them out.
Already has his socials and personal information.
Yeah. So
Already
she could totally do that.
Opie says, yes, we have been keeping an eye on this situation since this situation started, and we plan on continuing that. I wonder if you can request to change your social security if you're like,
if you feel that someone's going to take advantage of it. Yeah.
Let us know in the comments. XLV29 says, I genuinely thought she was planning to murder my husband. OP, believe me, so did I. Terra Pharma says, that is so sad that she's capable of such behavior, but thanks for the update. OP says, yeah, I know. My mom and I are so close, and I cannot imagine her doing something like this where we would go no contact. Neither can I.
Yeah.
My God. Luckily, my husband still has his father and stepmom. And the top comment actually from Brimble, for those wondering, this more great usernames on this. Sophia always makes sure to shout out and highlight the good usernames.
Brimble.
Brimble says, for those wondering, this is an incredibly dumb idea. First off, it doesn't really affect OP. His credit is never at stake or anything, but this is why it makes her scheme so pointless and make no sense. Number one, she would never find an insurance company willing to write a policy for an adult son who does not financially support her for any amount of money beyond funeral expenses. Huge maybe, but that's it. The types of life insurance. So basically the life insurance would cover the funeral.
Right.
I think.
Yeah.
Which that tracks.
Yeah.
And probably it's like legally like, hey, you can only use this for funeral expenses. Otherwise they could sue you or something. The types of life insurance that allow you to take loans against it, whole or universal life insurance, only allow you to borrow against the cash value you have already invested. So it's like, why would you give the cash that you wanted to? It literally makes no sense.
Yeah.
You would get the same amount of money you already had in the first place. You don't get $1 million unless you paid $1 million. And number three, most companies will make you wait 10 years to take out a loan anyways. So much for a get rich quick scheme. While Opie's husband was never in financial danger himself over his mother's stupid plan, there is value nonetheless in cutting off such a wielding, manipulative, selfish person. It's like being related to an aggressive panhandler.
Yeah.
Well,
Wow.
I'm glad. I feel like I learned so much about life insurance.
Yeah.
Truly. Yeah.
I didn't know.
It's like always so heartbreaking when you hear these stories about these like mothers that are like trying to manipulate their children for their own benefit. It's just so sad.
Crazy.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah. Does anyone also have any stories about stuff like this? Yeah, mothers.
Let us know. We're going to be doing some call-ins later.
We are going to be doing some call-ins. Yeah, maybe we can queue up some Riley for like after the next one.
440-508-6567 if you want to text us.
Yeah.
Your one-liner of the story, and then we'll call you, read that one-liner, and we'll do a 60-second story and then give you a verdict.
Yeah. But I do have a little have a okay story time.
Okay.
Honestly, okay story time. Just like I kind of need advice from you guys.
Oh. Okay.
Okay. So basically, I went on this date. It was going super well. I felt like something was missing. I felt like I had to tell her. I told her. She was super cool about like the whole conversation, and I kind of was intending to friend zone her. But then when she was like, when we talked about like all of our feelings, it made me feel closer to her. And so now I'm like, do I ask her out on another date?
I think so. The danger here is kind of like more leading her on in a sense. Not that that's necessarily your intention. You're like trying to figure it out, but it's like if you keep going down the path and then you're like, okay, I've confirmed that I don't want to do this. But on the flip side, it's like I need to continue down the path to understand if I want to continue the relationship.
Yeah, like maybe I prematurely said this. So should I like do some introspection though before I say like, hey, like let's go on another date, or should I do introspection while?
Before is probably best, but it's probably in reality, it's probably a combination of both, because like you going and talking with her and then you're like, wait, actually talking to her about the thing that I thought wasn't like clicking between us actually brought me closer together, which is something you didn't predict beforehand. That introspection solo beforehand couldn't have brought you. I think it is a little bit of a rock and a hard place. And I would be wary of, especially if she's like purely gung-ho, like
she's purely gung-ho. She's like if you guys know me, she's like, I'm like, you obviously have probably seen some red flags. I mean, she's like, no.
She didn't think that was
What do you have to say? What do you have to say?
Say it, Sophia.
I just think how you handled it was a red flag.
No, what? They vibed. She liked the way that he communicated that.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I mean prior to the communication. The communication was good. I just think you should communicate earlier. But then I guess that you.
Sometimes it takes people
I
time
communicated
to
within
figure it
2
out.
days of feeling those emotions.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
Well,
yeah.
If anything, and I'm not arguing this, but some people could even argue that he's communicated too early, where it's like not having enough time. But
Jesse, thanks for the $10. Give it more time if you think there's a possibility with her, because true love is not effortless, and idealistic fantasies can make you think it isn't meant to be when you just may need to let it happen.
Yeah, like on Jesse's point, it's low-key might be a slow burn, my dude. Like might take a little bit of time, and
But the thing is, hasn't been a slow burn. Like we've we've kind of like dive really deep.
Physically, it's not a slow burn, but like emotionally may be a slow burn.
I think it's like the slow burn is.
But the physical connection was only good because the emotional connection felt there. You know?
Yeah. It's that. I think that's not that it's irrelevant, but it's like it's more like does it feel like it's clicking in a way where you feel motivated for the long term of the relationship and for the future of the relationship.
Yeah. All I know is I felt way connected to her after the talk than I did before.
Yeah. Which, like, I think
she's cool.
Yeah. Sophia likes her. Okay, so overall,
here for the chaos.
We're going to get into this next story, but overall, should I ask her out? Yes or no? Put yes or no in the chat if you think so.
I'd maybe just like continue talking.
Yeah, I think you need to tell her, hey, sorry for the mixed messages, but I am, something along those lines.
Yeah.
Explaining it.
Sorry,
so
I did say like it must be the most unattractive thing for I must to not know what I want, and I'm so sorry for that.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's great.
No, I think it might be sexy for some women that you are able to emotionally know what you're feeling and be able to communicate that. And you're in the I don't know phase, and she's probably like, damn, it's so hot.
I disagree.
So wait, you think I should ask her out or not ask her out?
I think you have to figure that out.
Because first last says figure out your feelings.
Yeah.
But like, isn't dating figuring out your feelings?
You know what? I will say, I was watching a TikTok today, and this person was like, stop having situationships, just date. You're not getting married. You can decide that you want to break up later, but don't do situationships, because that is just a lot of nothing for no reason.
Well, actually, it says I think Sam likes her more than he wants to admit, and it scares him, so he's overthinking it. Potentially. Damn, psychoanalyzing me. Raven says be exclusive, but also ask her out, or also has take the time to talk with her. I mean, I would honestly be down. I don't know.
But what's hanging you up? It feels like you're hesitating, or something's hanging you up. What is this, man? What's going on? Like, what is that?
I think the
what
thing
is
that
this?
I mean, like I kind of do know, but she's super cool, and I may be more interested, and I think like I don't know her enough. Yeah. Also, it's not the 45-year-old.
No. This is Sam's. This person who's
she's
Sam's.
only like a couple years older than me.
You know what I want to hear right now?
This next story. Am I the a-hole for telling off my future mother-in-law? And this comes from Mother-in-law Hates Me 99.
Ouch.
Ah.
My fiance, 22 male, and I, 25 female, are getting married. His mom started being extremely difficult when we announced. We visit his family in November, and she is not friendly with me at all. Spend hours in a room with a headache repeatedly and emotionally tells us that we must spend at least one holiday per year with them now, and it's only fair, and alluding that she was hurt we didn't spend any this year. So she's like, you should hang out more.
What's going on?
Yeah, what's going on? Why aren't you hanging out with me? 2 weeks after returning home, we get a video call from her and fiance's entire family telling us that she needs to have a religious ceremony take place involving her and her recently deceased mother by proxy. And the day before our wedding is going to be the best time for that. Mind you, this wedding is going to be out of town, and so the few days before are going to be busy putting things together. But anyhow, fiance looks at me to make the decision. So again, just like a little bit of breakdown. I'm gonna reread that because I think that could be a little bit confusing. So, the 2 weeks after returning home, we get a video call from her and fiance, and the entire family saying she needs to have a religious ceremony take place involving her and her recently deceased mother by proxy. So she's like, "Hey, I need to have a religious ceremony with the deceased mother."
This is the future mother-in-law coming?
And this has to happen the day before the wedding.
Yeah.
Like that's the only day.
Yeah.
And the wedding is going to be out of town, and they're going to be busy putting things together. But anyhow, fiance looks at me to make the decision. So the fiance is like, I don't want to say no. I don't want to say yes. You shoot my mom down about her deceased mom. Yeah.
Wow.
Basically, it's like, I kind of want to fuck up your wedding a little bit.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
Honestly, usually these stories are so crazy. At least it's not on the day of the wedding.
At least she has a consideration for it to not
Also,
be the day.
why? Which
Yeah.
I guess we'll
I guess we'll find out.
Into.
Yeah.
So, fiance looks at me to make the decision. I feel like I can't say no. Mother-in-law is being very emotional. I try to convey the day before our wedding is going to be busy, so this is not ideal. And if they must do it, please plan in the morning as we have a lot to do later in the day. We get a text from his mom a month later saying she scheduled it for the late afternoon because that's the only time available. She then also tried to invite 5 extra people to our 50-person wedding.
I have a conspiracy theory.
Yep. What's a
I have
conspiracy?
a conspiracy theory. All right, put your hats on, everybody.
So,
Do we have hats? We have hats. So my conspiracy theory is that the mother-in-law secretly hates OP and is throwing all of this to ruin the wedding, depleted of its people, its resources, and everything else, and try and make them just give up.
Oh yeah, I think that's 100% what it is.
The last-ditch effort. Put ICU in the comments if you agree. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong, but put an ICU down.
So let's get back into
to
the
reality.
story.
Back
So
to
was told no 2 times, then third time sucked up to her daughter on us and tells us we needed to make up our minds whether or not they could invite those people. They did make up their minds. They said no. Yeah. We were honestly dumbfounded. Fiance calls her and says, no, she cannot invite these people. We don't even know to our tiny intimate wedding and to stop asking. She cries on the phone, but the tears clear up immediately when the topic changes. She mentions that she is going to be upset if I have more people from my side of the family than she does at the wedding. So that's so whack.
It's not your wedding. Newsflash.
She never sent us addresses from her family despite us asking at least 3 times. And then when that didn't go over, she said she feels really left out of the wedding and like she wants to feel more apart than she does. Last week, we were making scheduling plans and we realized the time she set for her ceremony is the only time we can get her photos done. We let her know, and suddenly she has been very keen to check if they have a morning slot available. And surprise, they do. Fiance tells her he will talk to me about it because it's still going to be very busy the day before our wedding. She calls both of us anyway and basically puts me on the spot. She starts to get hostile, and I'm unwilling to negotiate with her at this point and tell her neither her son or I will be able to make it, and it doesn't matter what time it'll be. It is the day before our wedding, and preparing for it is more important than her ceremony. So basically, she's like trying to stop them from taking photos the day before by saying like, come to this funeral thing. And
Yeah.
OP and their fiance is like, we're going to focus on our wedding.
Yeah.
Whatever you're trying to plan.
Yeah.
She starts crying, saying how important it is for her family to be together during the ceremony. I say, I'm sorry, but the wedding has to take priority. His family is pissed at me for not being flexible on this. And with the people we said couldn't come to the wedding. So am I the a-hole here?
I don't think so.
Could you give
What
me
do we
one more breakdown?
Yeah,
before
sorry,
we-
this one-
before we dive
It's
into
really
the breakdown.
like
This one was
oh.
a little bit confusing. So
Yes.
Yeah.
from what I understand at this moment, at this
Right.
hot second moment. So OP and their fiance are getting married.
Yep.
Right. OP's mother-in-law has their mom die. The mother-in-law wants to hold like a funeral type ceremony the day before the wedding, I believe, in an effort to basically fuck up OP's wedding because like OP, the mother-in-law never really liked OP apparently.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Apparently.
OP is like talking about like they needed to do like pictures or something at that time. And apparently like the mother-in-law scheduled the funeral thing for the exact time that the pictures are going to be taken. And also was like, hey, can I invite a bunch of people to the wedding that you don't even know because I don't want there to be more on his side than on my side.
Not your wedding.
Not your
Sorry,
wedding.
bro.
So is OP the a-hole or not?
No.
Not the
No.
a-hole.
What do you
Yeah.
think? Zivia? Yeah. I think like
Yep.
I just like now I will say, you know, when you're doing your wedding, obviously there's definitely a component of like you obviously want your parents and your other loved ones to like have fun and feel included, like 100%. But there's just really a line where it's like, hey, this is about these two people celebrating their love and like being together and like having a date. Like this is for them. Like this is not about you having more. Like what a stupid game to play.
Yeah,
having
so
more
dumb.
a number of people at the thing.
Yeah,
like,
Izzy says not the asshole. Radio Demon says not the asshole. Sweetleaf says it's very scary to talk to you guys. Are we scary? And not the a-hole. Kim Quant says not the a-hole. Silly Jilly Bean says in our culture it is bad luck to have a wedding at the same time period, I guess, with a funeral.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too near to a funeral within the family. So how recently deceased are we talking about? I mean, it
had to
sounds
be pretty recent.
It sounds pretty
Yeah.
recent,
Had to
honestly.
be.
It sounds pretty recent. But
Which
yeah.
is so crazy that the mother-in-law is using her own mother's death to try to
Yeah.
like
To
To
sabotage
it. No, it's
Yeah.
manipulative.
And also, it's only a 50-person wedding. Adding 5 people like increases the size of the wedding by 5%.
yeah.
That's fucking
10%.
great. Or sorry, 10%.
What?
Fuck.
it's okay. I can't do math either.
Quick maths. Yeah.
Quick
sorry.
math.
Sorry. 10%. That's
hard when
fucking
you get older.
crazy.
That's a lot. That's like
Shut up, Riley.
uh-oh, he's getting
God
saucy today.
damn.
What happened?
He's making old jokes about me turning
Aw.
27.
Let's do it. My entitled mother-in-law is trying to make our dogs fight. What?
What the hell?
Yeah.
Bruh.
Okay. So Jack No Lantern says, my girlfriend and I moved in with their parents after closing the lease on an apartment we left due to a dangerous roommate and unsafe conditions. Ever since we've moved in, she's been doing everything she can to make my life hell. I think this is in reference to the mother-in-law or the mother of the girlfriend. But that's another story. This is something I got revenge doing. I have a 6.5-month-old boxer puppy I'll call Phoebe. My mother-in-law has a lab, a healer, and a pug mix. The problem is the lab, I'll call her Lily. Lily has attacked the healer pug mix, who is playing and has one eye. What? They attacked a little one-eyed dog.
so let them settle this the old-fashioned way
Jesus.
by fighting to the death.
Oh my God.
Oh my
Did someone
God.
say that?
No.
Oh, that's just you.
That is
I was like, Jesus.
That's me saying what the mother-in-law is thinking.
Yeah.
Shout out to American for the $10. Appreciate it. Oh my
Wait,
God.
who? Okay, wait. The mother-in-law has the lab,
Yes. Okay.
a healer, and a pug mix. And then
So 3
OP
dogs.
has an old boxer puppy.
Right.
But the mother-in-law, who has the lab, the problem is the lab, named Lily,
Who keeps attacking?
who attacked the healer, who's also the mom's. Wait.
Explain.
Okay. So what I'm understanding is that mother-in-law
Yes.
sorry, I put it too high. Mother-in-law has 2 dogs.
Yep.
A lab and a healer pug mix. The lab attacked the healer pug mix, who now has 1 eye.
Oh God.
I think from the attack.
Oh my God.
Which is
Okay.
crazy. But those are both the mother-in-law's dogs.
Wow.
Yeah. And both cats in the house. Oh, Lily also attacked both cats in the house.
Oh, Lily's a monster. Shout out to Tara, by the way, for the $2 donation. Appreciate
yes,
you.
I think someone just put the
And Riley's putting the number in right now.
do the voice of the one-eyed pug.
Yeah.
Go.
Okay, I have to think of it. No, mother! My brother is attacking me. I only have 1 eye.
I thought it was going to be something like, why I ought to get back at you.
Mother, no! Take pity on me, mother! Put me out of my misery, mother!
Wow.
Wait.
And scene.
Wait, have you seen oh my gosh. It's giving a mix of the Ice Age with the ferret with the 1 eye.
Oh, squirrel or whatever?
Yeah. And then also in the Last Wish, Puss in Boots, that little like dog there, getting that kind of mix.
Love that.
If that makes
Oh my
any
God.
sense
Oh,
whatsoever.
Adam Sandler, actually.
Oh yeah,
from
he's
Cat
like,
Shiva.
what is his line?
A
He's
water
like,
boy.
Oh yeah, he's like my son. I can't do it, but
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
You're doing it, though.
I did it, and now I can't do it on
Yeah.
purpose. Thank you for the tip.
Yes.
The tip. One done millennial. As an animal rescuer, so many red flags. Absolutely.
Put
Yeah.
them to the death. Oh my God. All right.
Okay,
So what
okay.
happened next?
Okay. So Lily the lab has attacked this one-eyed pug and both cats in the house.
God.
She attacks over food and toys, or if they get on the couch, she decides she wants on. It's horrible, and she hurts them pretty bad. This is abuse from the lab.
Actually.
I do not let my puppy out to play with Hero without me there. With Hero.
Maybe that's her dog? This is
Did she
poorly
like
written.
accidentally dox the dog right there?
Not the dog's government.
Government?
Government name.
Oh, I thought you just said government.
I did say government.
His
It's-
government
it's
is
short
hero.
for government name.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. However, my mother-in-law is taken to coming and getting her out of her crate and letting her out to play with Lily no matter what my girlfriend and I tell her. If you don't let her out, I'll just come. Oh, wait, sorry. This is the mom.
If you don't let her out, I'll just come get her after you leave.
And then she continues,
No, she's gonna come out. I don't care if you're sleeping. I wanna.
she continues,
Well, I like her, so she's coming out. I don't care what you want. Lily is harmless. You don't know anything about dogs anyway.
We're having a blast over
we're having
here.
a blast.
This mom is pitting dogs against each other to fight to the death.
Okay. She's obviously trying to take my dog and takes any chance to allude that I'm abusing her and can't handle her. She stole the healer and lab from my brother-in-law and his girlfriend by using the same behavior.
Whoa.
Whoa, so so the 2 dogs she has, she stole
From the
from
brother-in-law.
the brother-in-law. Also,
Oh
I
my
thought they
God.
weren't married.
Maybe not, but it makes for like
Yeah,
abbreviation
for
purposes.
yeah. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Work and takes Phoebe. Was something edited out? It says work and takes Phoebe. Who's Phoebe?
Phoebe is the dog. Phoebe's OP's dog.
Okay,
Phoebe's OP's
it
dog.
says just work and takes Phoebe. I'm assuming OP's saying when I go to work, she takes
Right.
Phoebe.
Okay.
Something like that.
Yep. That makes
If
sense.
I lock the door, she bangs on it until I get up. Oh my God. Or spam calls my girlfriend and I. That's crazy. To get the dog?
The mother.
The mother-in-law is spam calling OP and her girlfriend, is knocking on their lock because they live together, is knocking on their locked door to get at this dog. She's obsessed. Cue the revenge. I'm working on training Phoebe to not bark and cry in her crate. In order to be let out to eat, she has to lay down quietly and wait a few minutes upon command in her crate. Recently, I started knocking on the door before I open it with food, and she's let out. Oh, and she is let out without her cue. Then I went out into the hall and came back in without the special knock, just 2 taps, and made her wait. Soon she didn't need to be told the cue. So basically, OP is crate training their dog Phoebe, so that Phoebe only comes out of the crate when given the cue.
And is this in a plot to,
yes.
so whenever the mother-in-law wants her to come out, she stays put. She's like,
yes,
nah,
yeah.
I'm not moving. I'm not going with you.
Also, if you scroll up, I think someone said change the locks. The problem is not that the mother-in-law, who said that actually? Sorry. Bad Wolf, change locks. Is that a Doctor Who thing? Love it. Anyway, the problem is not that like the mother-in-law is able to get in there because they've locked the door. It's even when they lock the door, she bangs on it until they open it.
Yes.
So she's just crazy.
She's like, give me the dog. Give me something.
Okay. Where was I? Oh, so my mother-in-law couldn't get this dog out of the crate when she broke into my room after I left.
Oh my dude. Yeah. So she did end up just straight up breaking in.
She didn't know to knock, so Phoebe clung to the kennel and refused to let up, knowing that if she left before being told she could, she wouldn't get a treat at all.
Nice, smart.
And if there's any breed that holds a grudge for treats, it's boxers.
Nice.
I get home, don't even make it through the door before she demands I let the dog out. I know by the look on her face that my plan worked and Phoebe didn't leave the kennel. That means she definitely needs to go outside. So I go to the door, knock, enter, and open the crate. She shoots out like a bullet and hurtles outside.
Oh, this poor dog has to use the freaking bathroom.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
Mother-in-law stops her, picking her up and swinging her away from me. Do you see where this is going?
She's going to run away with this dog.
Before she can say anything or accuse me of anything, Phoebe decides to let her bladder loose.
Oh, let's go. Let's go.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
All 35 pounds of puppy, a full bladder, and the most smug face a dog can make. Mother-in-law hasn't touched her since, and I'm pretty sure she threw away her urine-soaked clothes.
Wow.
And there's a tiny baby update. While I was eating dinner, Lily bit Phoebe over the literal smell of food. Mother-in-law said nothing as I rushed my pup to the bathroom. She's fine, just has a torn up lip. She's in good spirits. I'll be buying a lock for the kennel and chain to keep the key. Oh, and chain to keep the key on my neck. Oh no!
Wow!
Bad Wolf.
That was crazy. Golden shower for the mother-in-law. Bow wow!
Oh my God. Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
Should we call animal control?
I think so.
On Lily.
I think she could.
Because literally
this
the
dog
mom
is
all the mother-in-law, is going to do is keep letting Lily terrorize all the other dogs.
Yeah, not only is Lily terrorizing the mother-in-law's own dogs, but she's also terrorizing someone else's dog. I think that is definitely grounds to be like, this dog has bitten multiple dogs.
Yeah.
The owner is not making any attempts to control their dog. Yeah.
Or maybe you go like, hey, I'm going to call animal control unless I see you
make an effort to train your dog.
Make an effort to train your dog, and by my standards, not by your crappy ass standards.
No, absolutely.
That needs to happen, or I am going to call animal control so you can stop torturing my and your other
dog.
pets
with
your dog.
No, if you're not going to train your dogs, you should not be a pet owner because, dogs have teeth. They can bite. You have to train them.
Exactly.
And it's not fair to the dogs.
Say it in the one-eyed pug's voice.
What was the one-eyed pug's voice?
Was it Gilbert Gottfried?
I can only think about the mother-in-law's voice.
Yeah.
Dogs have teeth. You need to train them.
my goodness gracious.
Am I the a-hole for telling my mother-in-law that she's not going to be in the room when I give birth?
Bye, Mom.
This comes from Stardust 1839. They say, before I begin, I need to clarify that I'm a trans man. I was AFAB, but transitioned about 5 years ago. AFAB? Assigned female at birth. I, 30 male, am 38 weeks pregnant with mine and my husband James's 33 male first child. We had talked about children before I transitioned, and we both said we wanted them. After I transitioned, he asked me if I would be okay with carrying our child. And if I'm not, we would look into other options. I told him I still wanted to carry our child, as I always wanted to experience it. I haven't started on T or gotten surgery because I wanted to wait until I had kids, and I didn't mind waiting either. I feel somewhat okay in my body, and whenever I do feel dysphoric, my husband is always there to help me.
Support, baby.
So sounds like OP presents as a man, but hasn't done any surgery or any or any medication.
And OP is like, I'm okay with this. I do want to be able to have my children. I can wait. And I can wait.
Yeah. When I transitioned, James was and still is very supportive. However, his family did not take it well. They continue to call me by my dead name, along with the wrong pronouns. Whenever James or I correct them, they bring up the fact that I don't have the right parts, and I don't look or sound like a man either.
Oh boy.
It upset me at the start, as I had been very close with his family, but now I've gotten used to it and do my best to ignore it. James, however, can't get past it, and when someone says something, he ends up arguing with them, which sounds like OP's husband is kind of going to bat.
Which is good.
Which is good. When we told his family that I was pregnant, they were all excited, as this was the first baby born into the family. My mother-in-law especially was very excited and began telling me about different things I need to do to keep the baby healthy. As the months passed, though, I kept hearing comments about me being a mom, even though I made it clear that I want the baby to call me Papa or Dad. I've been told that I can't have a silly surgery to remove my breasts because I need them to feed my baby. Also, they're glad I came to my senses about pretending to be a man. We found out we were having a little boy. And almost I don't think we've ever read a story like this.
This is a first.
This is an incredibly unique story.
This is a very unique story.
We found out we were having a little boy, and almost instantly we picked a name for him. We both love anything to do with space, and we wanted our firstborn to have a space-related name, so we named it after Elon Musk. So we decided that our little boy would be called Leo, after the constellation. My mother-in-law wasn't happy with that name and started calling him Isaac.
Bro!
Have your own kid then.
Do it!
No, my brother. You got to get your own.
Leo's cool.
Leo's a cool name.
Yes.
Leo's a cool name.
It all works.
James and I corrected her numerous times, telling her that it wasn't our son's name, but she wouldn't listen.
I feel like this is pettiness.
Yeah. I see. This is classic mother-in-law behavior.
Yep.
She got a blanket, a few onesies, and a teddy bear with the name Isaac engraved on them. She told us that when we see him, we'll see that she was right, and that we'll name him Isaac. Dude, how is this mother-in-law so daft?
Truly.
Imagine you're like, oh, what's your little boy's name? And it's like, oh yeah, this is Leo. Doesn't look like a Leo.
No.
It looks more like an Isaac.
Let's name him Isaac.
I got this present that reaffirms that.
Hey, give me his birth certificate. Let me just scratch that out and put Isaac on it.
It's an Isaac.
This to me is just again a further like subconscious-y petty dig at OP.
And I feel like it's in an effort to maintain control of the relationship that it seems like mother-in-law has not come to terms with.
Yeah, and continue to push the disapproval on it.
We decided to do a hospital birth, and my mother-in-law demanded that she be in the room so she could see her first grandchild being born. Neither James or I want her there. We wanted to be a special moment with just the two of us. She would not take no for an answer. Last week, we were at their house for dinner, and she began bragging to the rest of the family that she would be there when I had a baby. James snapped and told her she wasn't going to be there, especially with how she treated me over the past few years with my transition. She got upset and yelled at him about being an important moment for her. But how about an important moment for the parents? But James wasn't having it, and they both got into a pretty heated argument. I had enough and told her to F off and take no for an answer, or she wasn't going to see her grandson ever again. She started crying, and I received multiple glares from the rest of the family. James and I left, and neither of us spoke during the ride home. But when he got home, he said he was sorry for how he acted, and he didn't mean to upset me. I told him it wasn't his fault, and he had every right to say something. We spent the night cuddled in bed, watching TV, and feeling our son kick.
Dude, James is a ride or die.
Yeah, dude. James.
A ride or die.
James is sick.
He's out here.
In the last few days, I've received numerous messages from people telling me that I shouldn't have threatened my mother-in-law. Wait, threatened?
What do you like? Not seeing. You will never see my kid again.
Well, I mean, if you keep acting crazy and calling my son not by their name, then
yeah,
what do you expect?
Honestly, it's like it's getting to a point where if they're just gonna constantly harass you for the rest of time, when do you go no contact?
Yeah,
that
exactly.
to me is I'm waiting to kind of see where that line
And
is.
like I also don't feel it was an idle threat. It was like stop doing this, or we won't want to be part of your life.
Yeah, it was more of like, I mean, yeah, I guess it was a threat to take something away, but it's like a.
But it's not. Yeah, it's not. It doesn't like a threat.
Yeah, threat is the wrong word.
When I heard the word threat, I'm like, wait, did OP like say I'm going to like push you into a ditch or something?
I'm gonna fuck you up.
Yeah,
no,
exactly. I'm gonna give you the 1-2 diddly do. Like,
No,
what are we
no,
talking
no.
about?
They told me I shouldn't have threatened my mother-in-law, and I had no right to do that, and that I should apologize. I've even gotten messages from some of our friends who heard the story from James's sisters. I replied saying that she needed to apologize for overstepping and not listening to a word James or I had said. The responses to that weren't kind, and I haven't replied. I keep being bombarded with messages, and now James is as well. So did we go too far? Should we apologize for how we handled the situation? James says no, but I don't know what to do. And there is a pretty juicy update. But everyone in the comments, what do you think OP should do? John, what do you think?
They've been harassing OP since before the baby. She's now using the stupid name thing as an excuse to harass him about the baby. Like at the end of the day, like these are the parents of the child, and you're not entitled to anything. Yeah,
really, what you should be doing is you should be making their lives easier, and you have only caused stress and destruction.
And like, yes, there is like generally this default of like, oh, the like if your family, you get to, you know, see the child and be involved and active in their lives. But
if you're not an a-hole, though,
if you're not an a-hole, which absolutely in all of these instances, the mother-in-law has been. So absolutely not. They deserve to have their piece on the most stressful day probably of both of their lives. 100%, without a doubt.
But John,
Sam,
there is a juicy thick update. I want to start off by saying thank you for the support. It really means a lot. Okay, so James went over to his parents a couple of days after my post to pick some things up. I don't know what they talked about, but when he came home, he was pissed and told me that we were never going to see them again.
Oh.
I didn't argue with him, but later that night, I asked what had happened. And all he said was, I can't believe those people are related to me. I didn't ask anything else and just hugged him tightly.
Wow.
Which I feel like is also the appropriate response. Like sometimes like you don't go into the details of someone who had just gone over something super emotional. Like the part like OP is just like, I don't need to know. I just need to know I need to hold you, which is kind of fire.
Damn. That hit me. That hit me.
Yeah. A few days later, I went into labor. James and I didn't tell anyone, and we spent the next 34 hours together. And when our beautiful baby boy made his appearance, it was just us, just like we wanted. And it was amazing.
Oh.
I was able to go home 2 days after I gave birth. And when we arrived home, we found James's family in our living room.
Come on!
We never gave any of them a key to our house.
Oh.
The only people to have keys are me and James.
Call police.
So the family broke in. James was furious. Imagine just having a baby,
bro,
and you have to deal with burglars.
You're like, I want to go home and they've been in there for 34 hours.
I want to go home and relax.
Rest.
And it's like, hey, even if these people were angels and had only been nice, imagine the craziest ordeal, so many hours in labor, tears shed, emotional roller coaster, and you come home just wanting to relax, and then just like all of your family just be like,
I got to entertain these freaking fools.
Yeah.
Get out of my face.
Get out. And the fact that these people are horrible it makes it even more stressful.
Yes.
James was furious and started telling them to leave, but they refused to go. Not only do you have burglars, you got squatters.
Yeah. Double whammy.
They tried to see Leo, which I guess they're calling Isaac, but James pulled the cover on the baby carrier down, which blocked their view of him. You don't even get to see him.
Right.
They started yelling, demanding that we show them Leo. Bro, it's not the Snyder cut. Like, you can't just be like, release Leo.
You can't do
Let
it.
us see it.
Can't do it.
You know about the Snyder cut?
Oh.
Yeah, okay. You know about the Snyder cut, Riley?
Zack
Okay.
Snyder.
James's mom called Leo Isaac again and said it was right to see him as his grandmother. James handed the carrier to me and told me to go to the bedroom with Leo. I didn't hesitate and left the room. I heard shouting coming from both James and his family. James threatened them by saying he'd call the cops if they didn't go, and that got them shut up. About 15 minutes later, I heard the front door open and close, and James came upstairs. When he stepped into the bedroom, he just broke down. He collapsed onto the ground and sobbed. My heart broke, and I hurried over to him and held him in my arms. He kept apologizing to me over and over. And when I said it was okay and we figured something out, he just kept saying no and apologizing again.
What's up, James? Something's going on. Something's about to go very wrong.
When he calmed himself down, he told me he just wanted his family to be happy for him, to love him, and to respect him. He kept thinking of what he did wrong to make them feel this way. And the longer he did that, he began to get upset again. I stopped him, and I firmly told him he didn't need them, that his family was right here, that me and Leo aren't going anywhere, and will always love him. We spent the rest of the day in bed talking about what to do with Leo between us. Since that day, we've been in contact with the police, and they've been so helpful and kind about our situation. This is actually really cute.
Right?
It's been hard on James, but he knows it's best for us to not contact them anymore. We hope this will be done soon, and we can put it behind us and focus on the future. But for now, we're enjoying being family of 3 and doting on our little boy every chance we get.
Wow.
If the crucible of a terrible family doesn't bring someone together, if that ain't the cutest thing.
Oh,
Sometimes a poopy family, you know what they serve to do? Bring you closer together.
truly.
And that's feel like what happened. That's what happened here.
You know, when the rubber meets the road, you learn who your real family is.
Mhm.
And I think literally all they did is harass and demand. No love, no support. So, and dude, James rode so hard for OP, and like, the moment when James broke down was like,
Yeah.
I just want my family to love me.
Don't we all?
Dude.
It's just such like it's just a human thing. It's
But-
just a human thing. We just want our families to love them.
It seems like they've got this beautiful little family unit, and I think they got all the support and love they need right there.
They got like, you can hear the love.
Oh yeah.
You can hear the love.
Beautiful.
And that is amazing.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what do you think? How do you think OP handled it? What do you think of the mother-in-law? Is OP the a-hole?
Would you have left earlier? I think you know what I mean? Or sorry, would you have gone no contact earlier?
Probably. Or no, I think this is the exact breaking point I probably would have chosen.
Yeah.
Because everything else is like kind of crazy and wild, but
You're like trying
no
to give them a
contact.
chance.
Yeah, try to give them a chance.
Yeah.
Like, they're old people. They maybe have like backwards beliefs and are just excited about the baby. But this is like, oh no, this is a line that has been stepped, and they need to be put in timeout for at least a while.
But it ended up bringing OP's little family unit closer together.
Yeah. But you know what brings our family unit closer together?
What is that, Sam?
When you subscribe.
Oh my God!
Become part of the family. Opt in, or we'll show up to your house after your firstborn is born and say, "Why haven't you subscribed?"
I'm gonna look like this. Why haven't you subscribed? What are you doing? You gotta hit the abundantly angry. Am I the a-hole for dropping my daughter off at my mother-in-law's house and not picking her up when requested? Well, this comes from aggravating lead 5886, who says, my daughter, Tamara, 14, has been going through a terrible phase at home. I, female 38, can do nothing right. All she does is argue with me and scream. Yeah. Yeah. She will not do her chores, and she makes life harder for me and her little brother, 12. I was 14 once, so I remember what it's like to be that age. I am doing my best to get her through this. I may not always do the best job or keep my cool with her, but I'm trying.
Do you?
Do I?
Remember what it was like to be that age?
Oh, heck yeah, I do. I sure do. Are you trying to insinuate something?
No.
Are you trying to suggest something?
No.
Is there a certain joke you're trying to make?
No.
It's just been a while, right? Like,
for us all,
really?
if you think about
yeah,
it.
but longer
really.
for some than others.
No, not really.
Really?
Not really when I think about it, yeah.
Well, what do you remember about that age?
Dude, I remember everything. I remember being in drumline, playing drums, still play drums to this day, connected to that.
There you have it.
I remember wearing glasses. I still wear glasses.
There you have it.
I remember so much. Eating in the courtyard, eating pizza, getting the fries.
Wow.
There you have it. Beautiful.
My husband is out of town right now. His mom, however, lives a couple of towns over and has decided to chime in. Yes, my daughter Tamara called her when I was grounding her for skipping school and vaping weed with her D-Gen friends.
Vaping weed with the D-Gen friends.
That's hilarious.
She's all my kid. She's always vaping weed.
Always vaping here, vaping there,
she
vaping
thinks
everywhere.
She's cool or something with the friends.
I can't see with all these clouds.
Oh boy,
Oh.
she's smoking drugs.
Oh God, the reefer, but it's digital. I took away all her screen privileges, very parent thing to say, except her laptop, which she needs for school. I am a dummy because she calls her grandmother on it. Honestly, bro, like you just got to go straight Amish. If you want to go like no screens, no digital, you just got to go straight Amish.
Yeah.
There's just no other
Yeah,
option.
because computer, that's the main source of
Everything.
online.
You gotta find another punishment.
Yeah.
Low key. My mother-in-law, Helen, is usually a level-headed woman, so I have no idea why she decided that her parenting advice is wanted or warranted at this time. She said that I am being cruel to her poor baby girl and that I should not be trying to control her like this. I said that I was punishing my daughter for unacceptable behavior and that how I reprimanded my child was not a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Dang straight. She countered with the fact that she raised 4 children, all boys, by the way, that she did not have to punish this way. I know her youngest was out of the house before smartphones. So
Yeah, I was about to say, I was like, does that even apply?
Dude, honestly, smartphones and just like all the stuff they have, it just completely changes the game, to be honest.
I don't think I'm gonna have. Well, yeah, I was gonna say I don't think I'm gonna have like iPads in my house, but I don't know if.
But Candy Crush.
I don't know if that's gonna be possible because I feel
iPads, yeah.
Yeah.
But like having like a phone and a computer,
it might you might need to have that
but honestly, by the time we have kids, it might just be
in their brains.
In the brain.
Ah.
Yep. And then you can't take it away.
Yeah.
Here's what it could be. I'm gonna shut off your brain if you don't act right.
Coco Melon straight to the dome.
But mom, silenced. My daughter came into the room while I was talking to Helen, the mother-in-law, the grandma, and started screaming about what a terrible person I am, and she wants to move out as soon as she can.
Oh my God.
I'm leaving. Helen said that none of her kids ever said that, so she must be a better mother.
She must be God's gift to humanity.
Whoa, that's crazy.
That is crazy.
I asked her if she was serious and wanted to give it a shot.
No.
Yo, I'm gonna call you on your bluff, Granny.
She said go for it.
You think you still got it, Grandma? Try me.
That's actually great. I love that response because her daughter is like, I don't want you to be my mom, and the grandma's like, I could do better, and she's like, okay,
perfect. We
do
have a
it.
solution here. Go
You're
ahead.
the babysitter.
Tamara jumped at the opportunity and begged her grandmother to take her. Helen agreed. I drove her to Helen's house and said I would come back when my husband gets home and we can talk. Low key.
Genius.
Go ahead. Because I
Genius.
feel like the grandma is going to crack under the pressure.
Yeah, no, definitely.
The grandma doesn't know what it's like to
No.
raise a kid with technology that is just, you cannot take it away.
That grandma doesn't know what it's like to raise a kid who's got D-gen friends.
That's right.
Is vaping weed.
Vaping the devil's lettuce. I dropped her off on Saturday 3 days ago. Helen started calling me on Sunday. I need to come get my daughter. I thought you were so capable.
I thought you were a better mom.
I thought you were literally the greatest mom on earth, and literally you can do no wrong, and I'm the worst mother ever. Sorry, OP says, I can't. My son and I went to visit my folks for the week. I thought it would be a good opportunity to see my parents at their farm since my daughter hates it there away from her friends and the city. Don't you hate these city slickers, Riley?
They slickers.
They don't really understand.
We know she hates the farm, right?
Going out by the farm. She hates the farm.
She hates the farm.
He's a city
There's no
slicker.
They don't
technology
know
there.
what good times are, really.
They
That's
don't have
right.
Wi-Fi at the farm.
Mm-hmm.
You want to have fun? Go shuck corn.
Shuck corn. That'll get you going.
You want to have fun? Go pick green beans.
Hard work. That's what this girl needs.
Candy Crush. What about Bean Crush?
Back in my day, I was never smoking weed. I was working.
I was out there at the wood stoves.
I was
putting
out
the wood
there
in.
at the
That's
break
right.
of dawn.
That's the only smoke I saw.
I was chewing tobacco.
I didn't have D-gen friends. I had cows.
The cows were my friends back in the day, and they loved me. They were far from degenerates.
They followed me everywhere.
Until it was time.
Oh.
Them.
And they were delicious. My parents are also the last people on earth with dial-up internet. Dude, there you go. Now we're talking.
You remember that?
No, I don't.
No.
Nope. Thought you could get me. You thought you got me.
John, right now.
My son does not care because he gets to play with the horses.
Oh.
It's a little early yet for fowls, but who
Foals.
knows? Foals?
Foals, like a horse foal. Fowl is a bird.
I'm allergic to horses, so I wouldn't know anything about
That's
that.
a boomer.
Yep.
It's a boomer.
I have
Yeah.
a horrible okay story. I
Really?
will tell you, John, later.
Oh my! And my mom was a award-winning champion horseback rider.
No
So
way.
it broke her heart. Yeah,
Aw.
yeah.
Dang.
You should have taken allergy medication.
You got shots, dog.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
took shots all of my life.
Shaming me.
Yeah.
I would now. I would now. I would now. Helen asked me to please come get Tamara. Please. She even called my husband. He called me and I told him what was going on. He said that if his mom had asked for it, then she needed to follow through. I love that guy. There we go. Stand by it, lady. I also fielded calls from my two sisters-in-law. They asked me what was going on, so I told them. They asked me if I was really going to leave Tamara with our mother-in-law for another week. I said that is where she was staying unless they wanted to watch her. They both noped out without suggesting I go get her.
Nice.
Tamara and Helen each have their reasons for thinking I'm an a-hole. I do not think my daughter is. Am I the a-hole? So is that saying
I don't know.
they think I'm an a-hole, but I don't think my daughter is? Because
Guess
it seems like OP is saying that Tamara, her daughter, is an a-hole. She didn't say that directly,
Yeah.
but it seemed like that's kind of where she would be leaning towards. And
yeah, maybe she's just like, I don't think my daughter's an a-hole. She just acts like it sometimes.
yeah. Okay, yeah, maybe that's
don't
what it
know.
is. Okay, so let's answer the question. So first, is OP the a-hole?
No.
And why?
Yeah. No, because the grandmother said she wanted to take care of her kid. And if she said that, you got to follow through.
It's a match.
Yeah.
You guys both think I'm a terrible mother?
Go for it. Go
Have fun.
for it.
Have a freaking blast.
Mhm. Yeah.
And do we think that Tamara's an a-hole?
I think she's like a kid a-hole.
Kid a-hole.
Yeah. I think she's like a 14-year-old a-hole.
There's like, it's the degree. We really got to get the official like degrees of a-hole.
Yeah.
She got
she's a
charged,
first degree a-hole.
but she got charged as a minor.
Ooh, yeah.
So there's different levels, right?
That's good, yeah.
You're going to juvie, you're
She's
not going to jail. You know what I'm saying?
Juvie, yeah.
A-hole juvie. Grandma Helen.
She's an a-hole.
She's an a-hole.
Yeah. She's getting charged.
I'd be a
adult.
better mother than you. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Come on.
No.
What are we doing here?
Mm-hmm.
Like I can empathize if you're like, okay, I have a different way of like parenting, but at the end of the day, As long as there's not something like really bad, abusive going on, this is their child.
Yeah.
It's also their responsibility. So on the flip side, they can't be like, oh, hey, like some stories we've seen where the parents will literally dump the kids on the grandparents all the time, and the grandparents don't want or ask for that.
That's different.
That's totally different. It's like, this is your responsibility, but also your like, you can parent your child how you want.
Yeah, in this case, it was like the grandma saying, hey, I want to watch your child for an allotted amount of time.
I'm better than you.
Yeah.
I can do it better.
And the mom said, okay, you are watching her for this amount of time.
Go ahead. Be my guest.
Mm-hmm.
But you know who else is our guest?
Who is our guest?
These people who drop these relevant comments. Little bit funny 21 says, not the a-hole. Oh, I cackled. This is delicious. No, mother-in-law, you cannot undermine OP's parenting and then wuss out. Enjoy your vacation. Then please get your daughter evaluated or consider family therapy, since this level of problems sounds a bit excessive, and the fact that your daughter is messing with drugs, vaping can be a bad path she needs professional guidance to come back from. I will say, I don't know if I agree with that. I think this just might be just being a teenager.
Yeah, I will say that I knew people in freshman year of high school who were vaping, which would have been like 15. So
yeah, like I'm not, and let me refresh my memory a little bit on what Tamara's been doing. So she's not doing her chores, makes life harder for her and her little brother. All she does is argue. She's vaping.
I feel like maybe there could be something going on. I don't think it's like medically evaluated something.
Yeah, no, I
mean, better safe than sorry. Maybe.
I guess there, like I kind of feel like it's, what are they yelling at you? If they're like, oh, you're so annoying, door slam. Okay, this is just she's just being a teen and whatever else. If she's like if it's several like levels up from that, and it's constant and it's literally never anything civil, then possibly. I think it's possible, but I just from what we've read so far, it's not super clear to me that it's at that level.
Yeah, I don't think so quite yet.
And the vaping, come on.
Yeah.
Come on. It's the kids will be doing these things.
No, like so many kids. I don't think it's good.
No. We're not saying it's good.
Don't vape, kids.
Yeah, but like a lot of people go through these little phases and whatever, and it's really not a big deal. It's part of being a teenager, whatever. Doodling, in my opinion. Doodling Zebra says, agreed. I agree with all the comments that mom is not the a-hole, which is OP, and totally sympathize with what a nightmare situation she's in and what a nightmare parenting can be as a whole. But I feel like Tamara's best interests are being left out of the conversation a little. It sounds like she needs some kind of help. So what I will say is, like we always say on this podcast, go get therapy.
Yeah,
like,
I feel like therapy couldn't hurt.
Yeah, because like I think everyone, to me, therapy is not like, oh my God, like I'm not going to go to the doctor until my leg is broken and sticking straight up. It's like, hey, I could use some improvement and I want to learn more about myself, and like, just, it's like going to see a nutritionist. Like everyone can do a little better in their nutrition and can, and can get some support.
Sure.
Everyone deserves a little support. So like it sounds like Tamara would probably shoot down the idea of therapy. I don't know, is therapy cool to the kids these days?
I think so.
I think so, right? That's what I think. So I would offer that and see if she takes it. Maybe that helps.
I think it could help. I think any sort of therapy is always a good idea. If you're sensing, your teen becoming wily.
You know what, Sophia? I agree. I do not disagree.
Whew. Am I the a-hole for calling mother-in-law by her last name instead of grandma?
Call you what I want.
This is all to answer the question of when is it worth it to stand up for yourself?
Every time.
Stand by yourself because no one else will.
Sophia, are you okay?
No one stands with me.
I got your back.
Thank you, John. So, Babe Miller says, my relationship with my mother-in-law, Mrs. Smith, is crap. She's cold to me because I kept my last name Miller. She says I'll treat her like family when she wants to be part of it. She calls me Jake's friend. Yikes.
Ouch.
Oof.
My husband Jake loves me all the same. He doesn't bother standing up to her because it's a way for her to start a fight. We rarely talk to her. She makes no effort, neither do we. Jake and I discussed whose last name our kids would have prior to the birth. He initiated the conversation, but I left the decision up to him. After the birth, the families visited at the hospital. Jake asked what our son's last name was going to be, and I told him it was still his choice. He smiled and said, "Little baby Miller. I like it." He filled out the paperwork, and mother-in-law looked livid.
Wait, is the baby's...
Miller is OP's last name. And so they're deciding what the last name of the child should be.
Right, and her husband is saying he should have your last name.
Your last name, exactly.
That's cute.
Yeah. Yes.
That's cute.
Very cute. But the mother-in-law, I don't think she's going to be too happy about what...
Oh, God.
About naming the baby after Jake's friend. She started asking questions, but my dad started crying.
Oh.
Both of my brothers have died. Dad has never mentioned it, but I know passing the last name down makes him happy.
Oh.
Neither Jake or I anticipated this, nor did it for this reason, but it was sweet all the same. After she left, mother-in-law let people know what I had done and how now she wouldn't feel like a grandmother. A month later, a sister-in-law announced her pregnancy. Mother-in-law said, "Finally, I'll feel like a grandmother."
Oh.
Sweet. So,
Hey, Grandma, put your dukes up,
so
okay?
your maternal grandparents aren't your grandchildren.
This is
what?
going too far. We need to... 3 p.m. PSD next Tuesday.
Yeah.
John Fry gets in the ring with terrible, annoying mother-in-law.
In the backyard, we're gonna set up a whole ring.
Knockout of the century. I hate her.
Hit a woman? Oh my gosh.
I don't even care. I don't even
She's
care.
a monster.
In a regulated boxing ring, okay?
Yeah, in a
only if she agrees, because if she's like I'm fighting to defend how terrible I am, I'm like, bring it on, Grandma.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Agreed. Knock her out. KO. Our son started talking during a video call where my mother-in-law did nothing but gush about sister-in-law's daughter, who's adorable. Jake was trying to get the baby to talk. Son lost interest. I took son, and Jake let mother-in-law ramble some more before ending the call. Mother-in-law said she wanted to say bye to son. Jake turned the phone. Mother-in-law said, "Say bye to Grandma." Make son say it. I'm Grandma now.
Jesus Christ. Who is this lady?
Oh my God. I snapped inside, so I said, "Say bye, Mrs. Smith." Damn.
Yo, that was cold.
Damn.
That was ice cold.
Ice cold. My mother-in-law's face dropped. Jake turned the camera away and said bye quickly. He laughed, said I was awesome, but we better put our phones on silent. The only call/text I responded to was the other sister-in-law who said I didn't need to go out of my way to be nasty. That mother-in-law went around saying how excited she was about son, lie. That her initial comments were understandable because I talked Jake out of tradition. I did not. And that I'd hurt mother-in-law. Mother-in-law needed time to adjust. I said, "Thank you for your input." Mother-in-law texted eventually saying I'd really upset her. I said, "Here I was trying to respect the importance you feel to last names. You said multiple times I'm not family because of my last name." Oh, I don't think I really gathered that.
Yeah,
that
she
little
was like
tidbit.
flipping it back on her.
No, I got that. I was just saying that I didn't understand why the grandma was so adamant, like, "Oh, this is Jake's friend, not, his partner or his wife." I think it's because she kept her last name, and so the grandma was like, "Yeah, okay."
Yeah.
I didn't get that part. You made it more than clear that's the reason my child doesn't make you feel like a grandma. Now you'll be known as Mrs. Smith. She said sorry, she didn't mean it that way, but that my dad's reaction was an example of how important last names are.
Dang.
I now had to forgive her because family. It made me angrier that she brought my dad into this, and I can't tell if I'm being the a-hole or not. And there is a small edit. There's 2 edits, actually. Edit 1, thank you again to everyone who gave awards. Jake is home and I had him read the post. Some of you really cracked him up. Some made good points, which we have discussed. Apparently, he also got a text from his sister and asked how much money she got from mother-in-law for telling me off. He also made sure to tell sister-in-law who had the baby that we hold nothing against her, should mother-in-law try to spin it that way. She knows mother-in-law better, thankfully. Jake would also like to tell those who are telling me I should take his name that he disagrees and he's not about the sexism you're spewing. Jake sounds great. Jake
is great.
From day one has been like, Mom, get out of here. I'm not putting up with it, man.
I'm not here with it.
This is my child, and I'm naming her after my wife's last name, and deal with it.
She wants to keep her last name. Boom. I get to decide. My wife lets me name our baby. Giving it her name to honor her
Dad.
Go. Sound off.
Put some Jakes in the chat.
W
Jake. Though he does now want to send mother-in-law a Christmas card from the Millers.
Hilarious.
Oh my God. It would be so good if he then changed his name. I think that's the only thing that could make Jake even more of a W.
Dude.
A king, if
Just
you
for
will.
the meme.
Just for the meme, change your last name.
We're the Millers?
Yeah.
Dude.
We're the
Come on.
Millers. Perfect.
Amazing.
Edit 2, you guys are being great. I woke up to many more responses than I anticipated. Just to clarify, my son will not be calling mother-in-law Mrs. Smith. They barely have a relationship as he's still a baby, and mother-in-law makes no effort. After some discussion, Jake is going to take some time to figure out what he wants from mother-in-law and if he thinks that's possible. And there are some relevant comments and an update. But what are your thoughts here?
Yeah. So what should they do?
Yeah.
I think they need to have a sit down with the mother-in-law and be like, here's where you disrespect. I know it's kind of been touched upon, but here's where you really disrespected me and us. Cause ultimately it was the son's decision to OP.
OP literally said, this is on you.
Gave Jake the power, hey, whatever you want to do, I'm on board with, you pick.
Yeah.
And he was the one that picked OP's last name for the baby. So I think they've disrespected both of them, but mostly OP. Calling her Jake's friend, insanity.
So
they're
much
married.
disrespect. Yeah.
They've chosen each other as life partners.
Over literally just her keeping her last name.
So I think you lay it out and be like, your
consistent disrespect has gone too far.
We can be cordial, but if you want to have a real actual relationship beyond just being cordial at family functions or whatever, we need to see you put in the effort to show with your actions that you're sorry, not just
and
hear
to recognize their marriage, to recognize them as a family unit.
Yeah.
And not just the friend.
Totally. Yeah. I want to see her at if she now is lending a helping hand, obviously stopping this Jake's friend BS and all this. If she consistently put in the work, then it's okay, you know what, she's come around, and obviously you want to have great grandmother for your baby and all that stuff. Have a good relationship with your partner's mom. If she does all the actions to prove she's turned around, okay.
Yes.
But I need to see it.
Agreed. But let's get into these relevant comments and see what they're thinking.
Let's get after it.
Deleted says,
ooh,
can I just say your marriage sounds great.
Yep.
The way you wanted the baby's last name to be his choice and he chose yours.
Doesn't get better.
There's so much love and respect here, and I like how he stands by your side in his mother's nonsense. You're both awesome. Not the a-hole. And OP says, I just assume our son would have his. He brought it up. He said it was fair since I was doing all the work. He said if he pushed a human out of him, he'd want to put his name on it. Which makes me laugh. I still let it be his choice because regardless of his name, I'm going to love this kid. If we have a second, I may insist they get his last name. Seems fair.
Adorable.
I am a very lucky woman, but it should be noted he wears his gross shoes through the house, so not perfect. But he says I sleep like an MMA fighter, so I suppose we're even. Is she just kicking him?
Oh, yeah.
What did you think?
That I was thinking like snoring. And like,
That's what
like,
I thought, but then I was like, that doesn't make sense for an MMA fighter. But
yeah.
wow.
My girlfriend will randomly, she doesn't do this anymore, but she used to like ask me questions in her like basically like sleep talking.
Yeah.
Instead of sleepwalking, she'd be like,
Sleep interview.
We need to reset the printer right now. I'm like, we don't have a printer. And then I'd be like really like getting all worked up. And then I'm like, she's asleep. She literally
don't have a printer. Oh.
We were yesterday night we were watching Bridgerton and I was she was had her head in my lap and I was talking to her. She literally fell asleep as she was responding to me. This is probably more information than I should be divulging, but
that's funny.
I thought it was adorable and silly.
That's cute.
Anyways.
OP responds to a comment that answers many points. I don't know if this is OP or the commenter, but we'll see. I don't see a reason why you were angry when she told you about your father's reaction. Seems a pretty valid point. The importance that the last name has for your father and her. This observation doesn't excuse her actions, but still a good point. I mean, for what you've said, seems like your dad would have done any nasty comments, but him crying shows how important it is for some people. Okay, that's a commenter. It's kind of weirdly worded, but
I get what they're saying. It's basically like the mom was trying to flip it because when the dad heard that they were going to name the baby after their last name, he cried because it was, I think, was it the brothers that passed away?
OP's brothers both passed away, so there wouldn't have been anyone to like carry the name through.
And that was like meaningful to him, of course. But to have the mother-in-law try and flip that around for her bastardized, like, no one in their family passed away or anything like that. I think it was because of the grief and everything that the father was crying at. That's just so slimy.
Yeah.
To flip it back around them.
Very icky. Very icky.
Hate that.
And then OP responds to that. Mother-in-law divorced the man whose last name she took. It wasn't even her original name. And she has another son who is going to have kids. My husband wasn't her only option, and my father lost 2 sons. My dad's reaction comes from a very emotional place. And frankly, he knew he wasn't entitled to it. He simply appreciates it. Even father-in-law didn't care. And again, this decision was made by my husband with my full support. Why isn't she mad at him?
Father-in-law also W.
Yeah. W's. But there is an update. But the verdict was not the a-hole, which I agree with.
I wholeheartedly agree as well.
Agree. OP,
all of my heart agrees.
All of my heart says, not the a-hole. It's written in my blood vessels.
Yeah. That's kind of graphic.
Yeah.
It's, you know what it is? It's the grape surgery robot.
Oh.
The robot that does it. What happened to the grape surgery robot,
Who's
dude?
to say?
Totally fell off.
I don't know. Maybe it's doing real surgeries now.
You know, hopefully.
Yeah,
honestly.
maybe that was just training.
Yeah, stop cutting up grapes.
Stop
My God,
cutting up
there's
grapes.
real people.
Yeah.
Forget these grapes. Why are you helping
Maybe
grapes?
it was like the beginning part of the Neuralink thing, because they're teaching the robots how to do that, and so maybe they started on grapes.
I think we need to
all conjecture.
Let's throw the grapes in the trash and let's start helping real humans. That's what I say.
Yes, John. Here, John.
But back to off of this complete tangent. What do we have? What do we have next?
Let's get into this update.
Let's do it.
Jake and I appreciate all the support, though Jake wants the DMers to know that he's okay with me taking his balls because he loses everything anyway.
Oh dear.
What? This brought him a good chuckle before the serious talk. We both also want to be very clear that taking his name was never on the table, nor does he care. I also do want to say I know how great Jake is, though since the post he's been demanding I thank the world's best husband anytime he does something for me. His humor is my favorite part of him.
They literally just keep getting cuter.
They're so cute.
They keep getting more adorable.
Stop! Because it's his mom, I let him decide how to handle it. We both did agree that our son would obviously know mother-in-law as his grandma, but he wouldn't have a relationship with her unless she addressed the blatant favoritism. That conversation did not go well. She denied having favorites, lied about pretty much everything, then told me the compromise she was willing to make was that if she had to accept me for who I am, being that I kept that name, I'd have to accept her for who she is. I don't understand the logic there.
That makes no sense.
She's like, if I have to accept that you have a different last name, then you have to accept me being horrible.
One of these things is not like the other.
I didn't respond before Jake ripped into her about how she didn't get to make demands, that she was critical of me, assumed things that he already told her weren't true, that this conversation was happening because we didn't accept who she was. And he said if he ever heard her make another comment about the Miller last name, he'd take it.
Ooh.
He'd take what?
He'd take the last name.
Oh my God.
He would change his name.
What
so it's
a
like,
threat.
Dude, that.
What a threat. Killer threat.
Fire threat.
Oh.
Oof.
She started crying about losing her family and he hung up. One sister-in-law, who is mother-in-law's favorite child, sent me a nasty message, including the line, I wonder if your dead brother would be happy you used him to break mother-in-law's heart.
Are you kidding me?
How did Jake become such a lovely person when he comes from this family of horrible
His whole family
people?
line is poisoned.
Poisoned
with
Yikes.
awfulness.
Awful. Like, who says that? Who says that? Even the mother-in-law didn't bring, I mean, the closest she got to bringing it up was, oh, well, you gave your child the dad's last name. But that's the closest she got to bringing up her family.
There's like very disrespectful and very rude. And then there's like
Evil.
saying something inexcusable.
Truly,
evil.
yeah,
Evil.
yeah.
Yes.
No, this is just like
That is evil.
completely inexcusable. How could you think that this is okay to stoop to that low? Wow. Disgusting. But OP has a little clap back.
Ooh.
I sent the screenshots to mother-in-law and said, call off your dog or I'll take her to the pound.
Pork, pork.
Bop.
Pork, pork.
Bop.
That's right.
Don't mess with the Millers.
Don't do it.
Because they bite.
Or we'll release the hounds.
Yeah. I have sent a screenshot of that to anyone who has tried to question me. Wait, has she sent a screenshot of what the sister-in-law said or the screenshot that she sent to the mother-in-law with that comment?
I think the screenshot to the mother-in-law, like,
I hope it's that double screenshot that she's sending.
That's perfect.
Because you get what they've said and then you also get OP.
We need the clarification.
Back. Yeah.
We need it.
Bop, bop. Oh, if they tried to defend mother-in-law or sister-in-law, I blocked them. Word got around quickly about this, and now sister-in-law is all but cut out of father-in-law's side of the family.
Oof.
Even father-in-law had come down on her hard. Sister-in-law is desperately trying to apologize and fix this. She even allowed Jake to read everything mother-in-law sent to her about my last name. I tried to read some of it, but stopped. I don't want to be angry. I'm taking time to decide how to handle this.
Wait, so let me get this straight. So the sister-in-law was like evil and said the thing about the dead brother, right? And then she's like, oh, but look at what mom said. Like mom was saying terrible things too.
Yeah, mom did it worse.
That's like, you're not taking responsibility. You're just trying to schlep it onto someone else.
You're just trying to freaking scapegoat and it's not going to work.
Oh,
everyone recognizes you for the dog.
I hate it.
Yeah, no, this family sucks.
Oh.
I hope they run away and he changes his name to escape.
Me too. Me freaking too.
Yeah. I am happy to be done with mother-in-law. She never really bothered me. It does take a lot to get to me. She never really bothered you after all of that.
I would be bothered.
Wow. Impressive. It does take a lot to get to me, but I don't want her behavior and attitudes to be normalized with my son. I wasn't prepared for motherhood to have such a strong effect. Jake did admit he gave my son my last name or my dad. Okay, because before they said it wasn't intentional, and now he's saying that he did it for the dad.
My dad actually did the same thing.
That's so sweet.
Kind of. He named me completely after my mom's dad because he passed away just before they got pregnant.
That's lovely.
Pretty adorable, right?
That's really, really cute.
Yeah.
Wait, so your grandpa's name?
I have my maternal grandfather's full name and they just slapped Fry on the end of it.
That's why you have two middle names?
That's why I have two middle names.
And your two middle names are?
John Randolph Parkhill Fry. So my maternal grandfather was John Randolph Parkhill. That was his full name. And they just slapped a Fry on it.
Aw. Okay. Word.
Sweet.
I love that.
Word. A word. Years ago, my dad asked if Jake was gonna propose to me. Jake said if my dad wanted to know, he would give him a heads up, but he wouldn't ask for his blessing or permission. In many more words, Dad said he had never had any expectations of that. He didn't worry about gender roles, though he was glad he would gain a son again. Jake didn't feel obligated, he just wanted to do that for my dad. Sincerely, thank you all. Edit. Hey everyone, I didn't expect to wake up to this amount of messages. Mother-in-law took father-in-law's name. They're divorced. They have 2 daughters and 2 sons. Brother-in-law intends to have children and will pass on the Smith name. Sister-in-law has a daughter who has sister-in-law's husband's name. Sister-in-law also took his name. The youngest sister-in-law is the one who sent the text. So we're just getting clarification.
We need our whiteboard is on the way, guys.
Yeah.
We're going to get a whiteboard soon.
I'm not going to apologize for how I spoke to mother-in-law after she encouraged her daughter to use my brother like that. There's text proof that mother-in-law did this. So they were in on it. They were both in on it.
The mother-in-law
and sister-in-law.
they were both
She egged her on.
Not surprised at all, in the slightest.
Sister-in-law showed Jake. I have no intentions on seeking therapy or a relationship with either of them, and that's the most that can be asked of me in this upset of a state.
Good.
When we have a second child, I always intended for them to get Jake's last name. Jake knows and is cool with it. Jake is willing to be called by my last name, but I doubt he'll actually change it. Neither of us are willing to do paperwork out of spite either. Yes, I still cry remembering my dad cry about this. I always assumed Jake did this for this reason. He really is a great man. And there are some comments to finish the story off. S. Margot says, you've got yourself a great husband. Not a lot of people could stand their ground like he did. Good luck to both of you and your little son. Opie says, he's always been able to stand up for himself. I won't say it didn't get to him, especially what his sister did, but he just runs it out. He may also make himself a world's best husband t-shirt if he sees more compliments, but he does deserve it. And Rafster says, would he consider changing his name to Miller, or would that just pour more gas on the fire? And OP says, yes, he would, but he tries not to let anger make his decisions. I also don't think he would because of the paperwork required, and he does everything he can to avoid it, including bribe me to do it. And Fan Pal says that line, call your dog off or I'll take her to the pound. So bloody good. And OP says, I didn't mean it violently either. Just keep your yapping dog in your yard or I'll make it someone else's problem. Sister-in-law is still yapping, just more whiny now. I don't think she realized her family would draw a line in the sand. The majority aren't necessarily taking our side, but it's clear they're staying out of it because defending her isn't really an option. And that is where that story ends. And it seems pretty positive.
Yeah, I think all's what ends well.
So true.
Jake is literally W husband. Father-in-law is W father-in-law. We love to see it. What was the question for this episode?
The question for this episode is, when is it worth it to stand up for yourself? And I think it was worth it now.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
it's hard to imagine a scenario not. I guess there's a few scenarios where it's like maybe someone you don't interact with much, and it's like maybe it's not even worth it. But like, I feel like almost every scenario. Can't think of one.
Well, I think maybe in this scenario, it could have gone, or she could have been thinking, oh, well, it's his family. I don't want to rock the boat.
Right.
But I think it worked out very well for everybody, or for them at least, to get this horrible family off her back.
The mother-in-law, sister-in-law sucked. I hate them more than grapes.
You hate grapes?
I do.
Why?
Because the robots are only performing surgery on them. They're getting all the surgery.
It's prejudice.
We talked about it.
Yeah. Right. I see.
I hate the grapes.
I thought you just like hate grapes as like a fruit.
Oh, I love eating them, which is
you just hate surgery.
Destroying them.
Yeah.
I just hate that they're getting all of the surgery that we should get.
Yeah.
Come on.
You love
free healthcare.
Yeah.
Let's freaking go. Anyways, seems like a wrap on that.
Seems like a wrap on that story.
But Sophia, that's not a wrap on the episode.
What are you talking about?
How dare you try to end this episode?
This is over. This episode's over.
Are you kidding me?
If you love us.
No. We love you, but don't use that.
You want me to end it?
No.
Sophia, you want me to end it?
No.
Just kidding, because we have
another story.
Oh,
Mother-in-laws are always a happy addition to a family, right? Mother-in-laws are monsters that destroy relationships.
Yeah. Are they?
I don't know. We're going to find out.
That's right. Today we're going to prove that mother-in-laws destroy marriages.
Or maybe they don't. Maybe they don't do that.
We'll let you decide in the comments.
We have 3 stories about mother-in-laws that get increasingly monstrous.
Let's dive in.
We just moved in with my husband's family, but they're hoarders.
Filthy.
My husband and I got married this year after being introduced by his cousin. We've only known each other for 9 months, and most of the time we were in a long-distance relationship. I've only met him twice in person in Thailand. By the way, this comes from My Life Choices 101 on the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So before we got married, I thought we had discussed everything openly. I was very transparent about my dysfunctional family, and we bonded over our shared traumas since he also had family issues. I was told he was living alone, and we planned to move to a more spacious apartment once I joined him. He also mentioned wanting to take care of his aunt, who was living in Thailand at the time. His parents live in Thailand while he is in Canada, and although his family is spread out, they often meet up. However, after his aunt and mother visited Canada last year, his aunt decided to stay and is now living with him. We got married in Thailand this year, and I'm currently living here while staying in touch with his parents. He has returned to Canada to live with his aunt. I've already applied for a spousal visa and am waiting for approval. So they're kind of in 2 countries, him in Canada, her in Thailand. But since arriving in Thailand, I've had a difficult time with his mother, who has a severe hoarding problem that I was never informed about. When his parents met me at the airport, my mother-in-law had more luggage than I did, like for this trip to the airport.
To visit?
Not to visit, like she lives there already.
Drive to the airport.
Yeah.
What do you need luggage to drive to an airport for?
Exactly. That's
crazy.
Weird. And she carried a lot of things with her. I initially thought her frequent trips to the restroom were due to a medical condition, but I later found out she was using public toilets to clean dishes and wash vegetables she had packed from home, taking advantage of the free soap and water.
Disgusting or thrifty.
Thrifty and brilliant.
John would 100% do this.
I would never do this.
I know. Out of everyone in this room, it
I
would be
never
John.
do this.
It would be John.
No.
John
out of everyone,
does love a good deal.
Out of everyone, it would be me, but I would never do this. I'm the most likely in the group to do it, but I would never.
Sure, John.
I would never.
Sure. She is the biggest cheapskate I have ever encountered. She collects free water in plastic bottles she brings from home. I mean, hoarder or environmentally conscious.
Come on.
I mean, I'm just seeing green flags. Honestly, what's her number?
Damn.
She's the biggest cheapskate I've ever encountered. She collects free water in plastic bottles she brings from home, hoards tissues from public restrooms and hospitals, eats spoiled and rotten food. Yeah, it's not going to landfill, which she shares with us. Sounds like she's sharing and caring. The shocking part is that they are financially well off, so it's not a matter of necessity. I mean, rich people stay rich by not spending money.
Dude, she needs an examination
of how to freaking thrive in this economy. The real issue is that my husband never mentioned any of this to me. When I bring up these bizarre behaviors and refuse to participate, he dismisses them as normal and expects me to do the same. I mean, literally, John, every time he comes back from the airport, he's like, dude, you would not believe the haul. I got all the free toilet paper, all of these vegetables that I washed for free with free soap.
It was crazy.
It was crazy.
And then when I flush, it pulls all the suds away. Like, it's this ingenious cleaning system. Crazy.
It's so gross.
Crazy.
When I bring up these bizarre behaviors, he dismisses them as normal, expects me to do the same. I can't handle living this way, and I refuse to be dragged into it. There was a time where we went to a restaurant, and I wasn't allowed to order food because she wanted to save money. She ordered for herself, and I wasn't able to eat enough because she only ordered side dishes and kept asking for free vegetable refills. Dude, thrifty again. I sometimes felt like I was treated as a servant, carrying things around and following her around. While she may have a good heart, deep deep down.
Deep down.
Her constant criticism and controlling behavior make it impossible for me to get along with her. If I want to spend money on basic needs like food or water, she criticizes my choices, saying one option is cheaper or healthier. She goes to extremes to save money, like refusing to pay for document copies at a bank and instead asking them to do it for free. She would send me on unnecessary trips to farther places just to save a few cents, even when the cost and effort don't justify the savings. Her reasoning is often irrational, and she's showing signs of memory issues. I mean, yeah, it could be like, I think this intense saving and in both the monetary sense and just like the physical sense with hoarding is probably a sign of some mental condition. Yeah.
Oh, definitely. And maybe something like Alzheimer's or dementia that's like more associated with like getting older, but also OP's partner mentioned like, oh, like this is normal, whatever. That kind of leads me to believe she's like done this since he was like
for a while.
Like
so
a baby.
Then it's probably not a developing disease. It's just something that she's always had.
Yeah. Maybe been exacerbated, but
yeah. I can never relax when she's around. Whenever she visits my apartment, I'm anxious about what she'll bring with her. She often arrives with dirty, torn plastic bags and tissues she's hoarded, some of which are infested with ants, cockroaches, and spiders. Dude, Sophia would freak out. She hates ants.
Oh,
Sophia hates ants.
It'd be so bad.
Ming Ming says parasite in the brain. That freaks me out.
That's
Sometimes
crazy.
I don't remember which words are words. You know, like I'll try to find a word and I'm like, do I have a parasite in my brain? Do you ever think that?
What?
Do you know?
What?
Does that ever happen to you?
It doesn't. It doesn't.
You don't.
No.
You don't like
sometimes.
Okay,
sometimes.
thank
I'm
God.
sometimes worried like that I
forget things too much.
Yeah.
Dude, same. I'm like hoping it's just like working in a fast-paced content world that's just rotting my brain and not like the internal systems.
Regular brain rot.
Regular brain rot.
The kind we all know and love.
The kind that, you know, like puts food on the table.
Exactly.
I'm left to clean up the mess and deal with the anxiety of her presence. She asks intrusive questions and criticizes my answers, adding to my stress. Once she even told my husband and his aunt that I only wanted money from her, which deeply hurt me, especially since I've been cooking and cleaning for them since I arrived. Despite living separately, the stress and anxiety she causes are overwhelming. And often I have chest pains at night and I regret coming to Thailand. Dang. And Thailand is a beautiful place.
Yeah, this is like OP should be having the time of her life.
The Thailand of her life.
Not this insane experience.
Yeah.
And her partner should, I get that it maybe have maybe normalized into his brain, but he's not even like she's like, hey, like something's very wrong. I'm not feeling good. And he's just like, don't worry about it.
And I feel like all the relationships are they're so intertwined, interdependent. Like, it's not her mom. She can't really say anything. It's like her fiance or her husband's mom. So it's like, I think you really have this, these interlocking relationship dynamics and these strings that are I feel like just get the whole situation tied up.
Sam, that joke didn't really land.
Plain joke. The word?
No. It was Thailand.
The worst part is that my husband doesn't understand how I feel. We've had conflicts because of this, but I've lost hope of him ever understanding me, which is, if you feel like that, that's not a good relationship.
What are we doing?
Yeah, what are we doing? I've stopped trying to explain my feelings, because no matter how hard I try, he tells me to be patient and dismisses his mother's behavior as quirks. I feel completely alone in this new family with no one on my side and no emotional support. One day he told me that his mother would be living with us in Canada in the future because he wants to take care of her. I did a little Donald Trump there for a second. Living with us in Canada. No one can live with us.
There's no mess.
We got to put borders up between us and your mother.
No more toilet vegetables. They're the cleanest. They're the greatest. You don't even need to flush them. It's so good.
Have you guys heard Dakota's Trump impression?
Oh, no.
Oh, bro.
Oh, dude, I'm excited.
No.
I'm ready.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
He's really good.
I'm excited. This
was the breaking point for me, and I've started losing my feelings for him because of these ongoing problems, which I understand. I understand. Jellyba says, I heard it, and please stop. I imagine that's my Trump impression and not Dakota's. But all he sees is that I'm not close to him, not the underlying issues that have led to this point. I'm exhausted and tired of trying to explain what's going on. If his mother does end up living with us, I won't be able to stay with them. Now I'm not living full time with them and I'm already this stressed, right? So it's like she's not even living full time. It already sucks. One of the reasons behind the situation is that his mother is the one who invested the money for his stock market ventures. So he sees her as his employer. However, I am not her employee. I've already told him once I'm in Canada, I will get a job and earn my own money. He wants me to get closer to his family, but how can I do that when I'm constantly anxious and stressed about them? If she wants to save money and live her life that way, she's free to do so, but she has no right to criticize or pressure me into following her methods. But you should always follow us on YouTube because we stream every weekday at 3 p.m. PST, so join our live stream.
Consider yourself pressured.
Pressure. I have a strong sense of self-respect and cannot allow myself to be treated that way. But he expects me to settle for it, and I simply can't. If this happens, I believe I need to start preparing for my future. Also, I'm in this marriage with the knowledge that me and him will be living together in the future, not with how things are turning out right now.
You know, we went into the story. The story feels like a mother-in-law story. But in actuality, OP never respected her wants, needs, and feelings of this whole situation with the mother-in-law.
Wait, no, OP?
Sorry.
Never
OP's partner.
Oh, yeah.
OP's partner.
Yeah.
OP's partner.
Whoa, buddy.
Yeah,
whoa, buddy.
Whoa. Yeah, to me, that, like, obviously the mother-in-law's hoarding and everything is, like, horrendous and definitely an issue. But the fact that her partner is literally doing nothing about it is like, okay, so what are we doing here?
Yeah, I mean, I think that is a red flag. And the fact that, like, she's complaining about all of this stuff and saying, like, hey, like, this is really an issue. And he's like, oh, honey, I understand. By the way, she's moving in with us in Canada. It's like he's not hearing any of the issues that she's bringing up. And honestly, it seems like it's only going to get worse.
Yeah.
And it seems like for this guy, marrying him will be marrying his mom too.
When she also said he views her as his employer, I'm like,
he views the mom as her employer.
She is so entrenched in his life, and he clearly has shown that he won't put up any boundaries or respect. And you know what? Even if he did his best, I don't know. Like this is such a crazy case. Like she can never live her life normally around the mother-in-law. Is what it's looking like.
I feel like I think Wingles said it. Hoarding is not the correct word here, is it? It's like. It's like it's like not a clean freak.
Clingy?
No, I was gonna say clean freak, but it's not even like the reverse of clean freak.
It's the show Extreme Cheapskates. Like this is the stuff you see where they have this like a completely delusional compulsion that drives every single decision they make of like doing something crazy like washing vegetables and criticizing everyone around them for not doing the same.
Oh yeah.
So my question to chat and to John and Keon, in your situation,
yes,
having gone through everything OP is going through right now, do you move out and break up?
Honestly, I think you could go to your partner and be like, here's the deal. I cannot live my life with your mother-in-law like doing all these things and giving me dang near a freaking heart attack. Either we try to put up really strong boundaries, and like I can't even promise that after the boundaries are put up that it'll work out, but like we can try to put up all these boundaries, and you have to protect me from all this because this is your mother, or I don't think this is going to work out. And see what he says. Probably he'll say heck no, and then move on. But I think you could give it that one. I think
you need to you need to set those boundaries, because I think OP has been saying like, hey, like this is not working out with like living with your mom, but I don't know if she's said like, hey, I'm close to being done right now.
Yes. 100%.
So have an open, honest communication. If nothing happens from that, then I think move on. Josie Medola Berquist says he doesn't listen to OP though. Yeah. So like he hasn't really listened.
He probably won't.
And one last ditch effort, but like the relationship has already been going downhill from the beginning of the story where she's like, he won't listen to my thoughts and feelings. Like you've already lost at that point.
Yes. Yeah. It's already over.
But you know what's not over?
What is that?
This episode, because we got another story.
My mother-in-law wants to stop my marriage. Should I go no contact with her? This is OKOP, where we read the craziest true stories on earth. I am John, and Sam. Should OP go no contact with the mother-in-law?
If you're trying to stop love,
listen,
I'm going to stop loving you.
That's right. Tit for tat.
Tit for tat. I mean, I think OP should probably distance himself or herself from the mother, at least temporarily.
At
until
least
the marriage is
temporarily.
over.
Yeah, exactly. Just wait for the divorce.
Yeah.
Then you can become best friends.
I mean, I was saying like the wedding ceremony,
Right.
but also wait for the divorce so that he can be friends with your mom
Let's
again.
ride it all the way, right?
Yeah.
Well, there's only one way to find out what happens. Spill that tea. So this one comes from mother-in-law issues, very apt.
Very apt.
They say, let's get down to business. I've been with my fiance Adam for 5 years and we've been engaged for 7 months. We have a beautiful home together and we both work really hard at our relationship.
Flex.
Quite a flex. The issue isn't with Adam. He does his very best to try to mitigate the situation with his mom.
But his best ain't good enough.
Nope. But it's wearing on him, and I worry that one day he'll have to choose. I don't want him to have to do that. That would hurt him too much to choose between me and his family. There are a lot of situations, but I thought I would highlight the worst/most recent.
Woo, we got like a worst of recap.
That's right.
Let's go.
Coming in at number 1, around 3 years ago, 1 month after we purchased our house, his mom really needed windows in her house.
Okay.
Mold was growing a lot, and some no longer had seals.
Oh.
Now his mom actually has a sizable savings account, enough that she could spend her money frivolously on luxury goods like Birkin bags.
Those are like 40K bags.
Oh, 6 figures in some cases. And getting her hair done 2 times a week, her nails, buying a new Mercedes every 2 years, and so on. However, she never budgets for anything. So she asked him for $25,000 to replace the windows. He said he would cover them.
How about that Birkin bag money? Sell a purse.
Seriously.
Buy a window.
Go on eBay. When he told me, I almost had a heart attack. He said it was a loan and that she would pay him back.
Pay him back right now.
Yeah, by not taking money and spending her own.
You have a ton. Maybe don't get a hairdo once that week.
I still have law school debt to cover, and we have a larger than we should have mortgage. Oof. She made a comment to him about how I would let her freeze to death all winter, and he had to help her.
You have money though.
We took out extra on the mortgage, on our mortgage, to cover her windows. Top of the line, everything.
Let her ass freeze.
Right? Seriously. We still have yet to see a dime. I suppose it went into her new GL class of new Mercedes-Benz.
Oh.
To quote the Bard, neither a borrower nor a lender be.
I am allergic to this mother.
Same. On to number 2. Adam and I had a vacation planned the year after the Windows dilemma happened. We decided that we would go to Europe for 2 weeks as he has never been, and I lived there from the time I was 3 until I came to America for school. We had set our hearts on Spain and rented a lovely apartment in Barcelona for 2 weeks. Sounds fantastic.
Spain is great.
Right? It was perfect for the two of us. We planned all of our tours and outings around our interests. Adam loves architecture, so we had a few tours solely planned for that. Now, do you see what's about to happen? Do you see the I see you in the comments?
I honestly don't see it.
His mother decided she had to come. She had to come.
Next thing you know, she's going to be like, oh, I'm actually cold traveling too. Can I snuggle with you guys?
No. Even better. Can you give me $25,000 to get new windows in my hotel you just paid for? God.
And also, I want to snuggle.
Yeah.
I want to be the meat in the middle.
Yeah, never mind. I'll just cuddle with you. Thanks.
No one cuddles with my son alone.
That's right.
I brought him into this world and I'm going to
cuddle him out. Woo! She had never been to Europe either, so she invited herself on our trip.
She does not deserve Europe.
Like I did previously, I tried to appeal to his rational side, but I couldn't get through his emotional side, so I just accepted that she'd be coming along.
Oh my God.
Well, Coach was not good enough for her, and she had to have tickets upgraded to business class.
They don't have the money.
Just give it to me. Just give me the money. But she didn't want to travel alone, so she pitched in for a seat for Adam to travel with her.
Who's Adam?
Her son.
Oh.
I had to remain in Coach alone. There it is.
Oh.
There it is. Then she didn't want to stay at the apartment because it wasn't a vacation to her. No, she had to stay at the W in Barcelona.
And the W Hotel is very expensive. They have one in Beverly Hills and Hollywood. Or sorry, no, the W is in Hollywood.
And it ain't cheap.
It ain't cheap. Dang, dude.
where, get ready for this, she begged Adam to stay with her, but there wasn't.
I was joking. She wants Adam to sleep with her.
But there wasn't any room for me. No room. He tried to reason with her, but she cried and said how sad she was without her husband as he had passed away before they could ever get to Europe together.
Bro, that is cringe. That is cringe. My husband died, so can you be his replacement?
God, son?
Son husband?
He passed away 10 years ago. So I stayed at the apartment alone while they stayed at the hotel.
Her husband was literally dying to get away.
But ouch. We were supposed to meet up for breakfast, but she would never get ready on time. So they wouldn't be down until 11 a.m. and we missed most of our outings. I definitely felt like a third wheel.
That is cringe. I'm cringing so hard right now.
And questioned why I even bothered to go on the vacation when I could have stayed at home and not felt so alone. And I have to, before we get into number 3, Sam, what are we doing?
Oh my God.
What are we doing?
Like
Talk to
mama's
me.
boy taken to the max. Like, hey, there is a healthy love for your mom. I have a healthy love for my mom. Most boys and men love for the mom. Riley was talking to his mom this morning. Seemed lovely. But as soon as you're sleeping with your mom over your wife, I think that is a major red flag.
Yeah, I think like OP in the beginning of the story was like, oh, we have a great relationship. He isn't the problem. However, he is enabling her.
He's rolling over like a dumb bastard.
Yeah, like how could you let your own mom like ruin this vacation with you and your wife? And
I think he wants it. I think he's blaming things on his mom. I think he actually wants it.
Yeah, I think his mom is still crazy, but like he likes enabling and giving in.
Freaking thinks that this man's Oedipus.
Wow, dude. Oh man, big old Oedipus and that Oedipus.
God.
Oh goodness gracious.
God.
Well, on to number 3.
Someone asked for John's "Oh Gods" to be compiled.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
Yeah.
So, on to number 3. Adam and I began to discuss wedding plans. I would like to keep it relatively low key as my family still lives in Europe and cannot attend as my father is very sick and we are worried that he may take a turn for the worse.
Oh, that sucks.
Traveling is just not worth it for him and I wouldn't want to risk his health for something that is a one-day event. I told Adam that I would just like a courtroom ceremony with his mother and sister, of course, and friends. We'd then take everyone out to a very fancy dinner. His mother did not, I repeat, did not take kindly to this.
Why is she involved?
She said that if her son was going to get married, it would have to be a grand affair for everyone to see.
She's a little too involved.
Way too involved.
Way too involved. Like, I bet you she'll like come over to his house or something and literally rearrange everything in his kitchen.
Yeah, we don't know anyone who would do that.
We don't know anyone who would do that.
Put things out
Mom, why did you say that Riley's bagels were shit?
Dude, she really did, though. I was a little hurt.
Wait.
So,
okay, story time at the end.
Okay, story time at the end. The bagel finagle. I just keep looking at my side of the seating chart and the pitiful number of guests. I just want to cry. She has been planning the wedding. I told Adam I didn't want this. I expressly told him that I just wanted a small, really, really, really small event.
Hey, babe, you are important, but you know who's more important than the planning of this wedding?
My mom.
My mom.
Yeah, bro, stop.
Red flag.
No go. She won't even hear him. She just refers to me as her and she and says how I think that I'm too good for a large wedding and that my family is too good for America. Question mark.
You think it's too good for the US of A?
My family is American and my dad is/was an ambassador for America.
Damn.
I mean, you can't get literally more American than the ambassador. Number 4. This has been happening a lot recently, and this time it's been one too many times. Lately, she's been asking for more together family time. She lives quite close, but we don't see her all that often as she has friends and events that keep her busy. Not too busy to plan the wedding though. She has requested that we, Adam and I, have a dinner with her 3 times a week.
That is crazy.
Well, what has been happening is that she has been reserving a spot at the restaurant for 6 p.m. I don't get home till 6:30 some nights.
She's trying to exclude his wife.
She has just been encouraging Adam to eat out. I said that very explicitly, with her, as I am thoughtless to come home at a decent hour to eat with her and her son. How lonely that must be for him. It honestly doesn't bother me that he goes out to eat with her that often, but the things she says behind my back.
Should.
Right? The thing she says behind my back? Well, I came home early tonight. I left work and was on the road by 4:30 p.m., home by 5. I surprised Adam as he was just coming in the door when I yanked the door open to greet him happily. He was so excited to see me. I could come to dinner with him and his mom. I told him I just needed to shower real quick and get dressed.
Oh God, put an ICU in the chat if you know what's coming.
We tragically know what's about to happen. He called his mom right away and told her that I would be able to make it. He also made a comment stating that he hoped there was a reservation for 3 tonight. She said there was, but she thought that they'd eat earlier, like 5:30, and was already on the way to the house now. She got there at 5:15. She stated she couldn't wait another second and had to eat right then and there. Oh. Adam said I'd be ready in another 15 minutes and offered to call the restaurant and request that they move us back. She wouldn't hear it. She just whined about being hungry and how about a poor old woman should be expected to wait so his fiancé could fulfill her vain requirements. Look at it. He came upstairs and asked how long I'd be. I said just another 10 minutes. He said his mom was really upset and hungry. If I could skip a step for him so we could leave earlier. I told him, go ahead without me. I would just meet him there. That was fine. I got there and the table was for 2. Of course. Adam said we could make room, but she said how we'd be inconveniencing everyone and that I should just go sit at the bar. And she'd try to get it fixed. How hard can Sam wave this flag, ladies and gentlemen? I had 1 drink at the bar and then I left. Came home, calmed down a bit, and now I'm writing this. So that's the 4 out of the 4. There's more to this story.
Oh my goodness.
But can we break down? Wait, should she just leave Adam? Should she just leave the relationship?
I mean,
question mark?
I think I'm generally not for ultimatums.
Right.
But the mom, I think in this case,
have we finally found the one?
I think you have to say, hey, you have to start choosing me over your mom.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, this is going too far. I think OP has been put extremely all the way in the back seat, and the mom is just completely taking over. She needs to point out that this is not okay.
100%.
Which it's not. And he needs to spend time with her. I think she needs to put her foot down a little bit, but I don't know if he'll change.
Yeah.
He seems deep in mama boy territory.
So deep. And it's crazy how not only he doesn't see it, but it seems like she kind of doesn't either.
I feel like she's overlooking a lot.
Yeah. She's like, there's a massive amount of blame that belongs on Adam's shoulders. Point blank, period.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, the mom is crazy, but he's enabling the crazy.
So much so.
You can listen to your mom, but you can just say, no.
Especially like, it's one thing where it's like, hey, like, oh, let's have dinner tonight, whatever, blah, blah. But when she's like, take me on your trip with your, partner to
and
Europe
sleep with me instead of your wife.
That is so beyond unacceptable.
Over the line.
Give me $25,000 when she easily could afford it herself.
I think, OP, put your foot down if you want to save this relationship, but there's a very good chance it may be beyond saving.
It really might be.
Please tell me this isn't the end of the story.
Oh, it is not.
Is there a juicy update?
There's more to go, my friend.
Woo, let's go.
So we just went through the big 4, right?
Yeah, she's been writing this for probably like an hour.
But now we're getting to how OP really thinks about it all.
Okay.
We're going from facts to feelings. Wow, that was long. Yes, it was. I think I needed to just get that out there. I guess therapy.
Online therapy.
Online
Reddit
therapy. I guess I figured everything out though. Sorry to bother you in r/relationships. Unfortunately, my relationship is over with Adam.
What? Did she realize in writing this that I'm not going to
take this anymore?
I think so. This feels like she went back and maybe edited the original post. That's what this feels like right here. It wasn't explicitly stated that it was that, but that's what it's looking like. I realized this as I poured my heart out on this sub. Thank you. So,
dude, sometimes that's what you need. I feel like these, like people submitting this stuff to these Reddit communities and online, just saying it makes it real, and you start to have like a little bit of perspective because you're not so enthralled and like taken by it. You're able to look at it with a little bit more objectivity. And I think like she's like, oh shit, I didn't even realize how much I'm putting up with, but now it's all on paper. Like, damn.
Totally. I would venture to bet that probably like 90% of people, this is their first time like getting it out and not just like it stewing in random spots in their heads.
Yeah.
And like you said, getting it all out, not just thinking it all through, but thinking it through enough to type it and lay it all out and then be able to see it back.
But it's one thing to say, it's over. It's another thing to actually end it. So
that's a great point.
Is OP actually going to end it?
There is an update. So after I posted a comment on my own thread and about 2 glasses deep into a bottle of wine, Adam came home.
Uh-oh.
This was extremely late. He sat down beside me and looked defeated. He just looked at me with hopeless eyes. I asked him if he wanted to talk about it. He said he needed time to process everything that happened tonight. I also told him that I needed time. He said
process everything. Like, wait, did she tell him, or is this, or do we not know what happened yet?
I think it was like the bar night. Like what?
Oh, what happened? Okay.
He said to me that whatever I wanted to do, he would accept it. So I called up my maid of honor and asked if she would come pick me up and if I could stay at her house for the night. Adam and I kissed. He told me that he loved me and I left.
But I love my mom more.
Man, my mom kisses me better. I haven't been back from Colleen's house. I made a call the next morning to my office asking for a few more days off to go visit family. So right now I am writing to you from my parents' house in Europe. I called Adam and told him my plans, and he asked me if I would let him drive me. I told him I was okay to go myself with my maid of honor, Colleen, and that I would email him when I got to my family's home. When I got settled at home, I emailed Adam and I sent him the thread that I had made that Tuesday night.
Oh, the Reddit thread.
The Reddit thread.
Ooh.
Wow. I wonder how he's going to respond.
A large majority of you wanted him to read it. So he has read all of your comments.
Juicy. I bet he feels terrible.
Oh, has to. He better.
He better. If he doesn't, he's crazy.
He also read the part where I came to the conclusion on my own that I had to end things. Wait, is this how he finds out? That's kind of crazy.
But I feel like he was already admitting to an end already. He's like, whatever you choose, it's fine.
I guess he could kind of like sense it, but like, I don't know. It's kind of unclear,
Okay,
but
well,
it almost feels like the final nail in the coffin was him reading it.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I have a feeling though that the relationship isn't going to end. That's my okay. So my prediction, my conspiracy is the relationship isn't going to end.
Walk me through it. Like, why do you think that?
I feel like he might change his ways after reading this. He might finally come to.
Like the same way that like it felt like OP's process was just like writing it out and reading it back to herself. Maybe his process is seeing everyone's comments and probably how.
And maybe he finally realizes how he's been acting is not normal and not okay. But let's see. Let's get back to reality.
We talked briefly over Skype. He told me he felt raw from the thread.
Wow.
But he was glad that I had gotten things out. He asked me if I was sure if I wanted to break things off or if I still needed time to think. I said I was pretty sure. He asked me for a probability. This is a joke in our relationship for dealing with decisions. And I said I was 90% sure that this was the end for us. And I was using my time away wisely to really consider everything. For some reason, his eyes brightened and he just told me that we could talk about it when I got back stateside. I wouldn't break up with him over Skype. And I think we have a lot of legalities to go through regarding the house, and we have to collect any deposits that are available when we cancel the wedding things. Because his mom didn't pay for any of the wedding she planned.
Oh, so they're not married yet. They're not married yet, but they're soon to be husband and wife, maybe.
And deposited all the stuff on the stuff the mother-in-law wanted. Anyway, I had a sit down with my father. He's been feeling much better, which is a huge relief. He has offered me 2/3 of the cost of the house. Wow. So basically like some sort of offer for the house. He offered me 2/3 of the cost of the house. So I could either buy it from Adam and pay off most of the mortgage, or just walk away and buy myself something else. So he is essentially saving her the trouble of the whole house,
Right.
which is huge.
Which is amazing.
I did not expect this, but he said he would give me options should I decide what he thinks I have decided. He says he just wants me to have freedom and that he wouldn't want to see my heart and my bank account broken at the same time. So that's that. Like I said, nothing really happened between Adam and I. I do have more power though, thanks to my parents, and I have been enjoying my time with my family. My mom and I have been shopping a lot, and my brother, my dad's doctor, and his family have been coming over for dinner quite a bit. My sister is expected to return from China tomorrow, and I'm very excited to see her. I wish you all a happy holidays and a hopeful new year. Hopefully, my next update will have a conclusion one way
yes.
or another.
I need the conclusion, but it is so amazing that the father is just like, hey, I don't even want you to worry about money. Worry about what you want for your life without the complexity of intertwined financials.
Because here's the other thing to consider, right? So he's buying her out of the house. Great. She's, relieved of having to kind of like deal with Adam on matters of the house. The dad now has to deal with Adam on matters of the house because he is a 2/3 owner.
No. I think what is happening is he's going to give her money, and then he's giving her 2/3 of cash for the house. So it's like if the house is worth $100,000, he's giving her $66,000.
Right.
And then she can use that money to buy Adam out of the house, I think. And so essentially he's just like unburdening her from having to think about it because she can buy Adam out of the house.
Right. Which is, okay.
I believe.
Okay.
But tell us in the comments if you think we're wrong.
Could be wrong. But yeah, like either way, like at the barest of minimum, he would probably have to deal with Adam in some sort. I mean, honestly, probably all three of them have to deal with closing that out.
Yeah.
But still, and it's probably not like 66,000. It's probably like hundreds of thousands of dollars.
But she also has the option of just walking away from the house, giving it to Adam, and then taking that money and getting something else, which she said she also might do.
Totally huge.
But I need to hear this update.
Let's get into it. February 26th, around 2 months later. I wanted to thank everyone again for their continued support and interest in my relationship issues. You're welcome. Sincerely, the advice and shared experiences have made everything a lot clearer. Also, Adam has been following along. Firstly, I specifically wanted to thank everyone who defended and supported Adam. I don't see Adam as a bad guy, and I really wouldn't want to be vindictive. So passive-aggressive comments while leaving or making rude comments to him or anything really mean-hearted, I couldn't do to him. He has supported me emotionally through getting my MBA, helping me study for the LSATs, a very huge and complicated test. He read over my essays to apply to law schools. He did mock interviews with me, sat through boring orientations, stayed up all night with me when I was sick with nerves before I took the bar. He was my cheerleader when I ran my first triathlon. Bro, OP is on top of her game.
Wow.
Triathlete, lawyer, like crazy. And he is my champion when I see a house centipede, I guess, to squash the mean bugs. He is my dream man, and I would never give up my relationship with him if I didn't feel like I was fighting a losing battle. Now, are you guys in for a real shocker?
Yeah.
Someone made a comment in the update that he would be outside my parents' house if he really wanted it to work. He took your advice to heart, and he was outside with his bags and a rental on the evening of the 24th. I was taken aback. What do we think about that real quick?
Christmas Eve. That is rom-com territory.
Do we think that's a good move?
I mean, he listened to the comments.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's having to fight for his relationship.
I feel like that's where I mean, it's weird if it's a stranger. It's weird if it's like someone they had a bad breakup, like don't talk to me ever again. There's this 10% like I'm not sure if I want to continue. I think it's a fight for the relationship that will be well rewarded.
I think the showing up there is great. Showing up with the bags on Christmas Eve is, and I guess to her
romantic.
House, to her house,
to a parent's house,
to the parents' house.
So he showed up in Europe. With his bags.
I mean,
on Christmas Eve, saying, "Here I am. I love you.
Rock me like a hurricane." The only thing is like his bags. It feels like he's expecting to stay over, which like maybe OP is not ready for.
He's just expecting to stay somewhere. He just fucking came from Europe, bro.
Hey, I'm just saying.
From America.
I'm just saying, just have the tact with the grandchild. I don't know.
You don't have a romantic bone in your body, Johnny.
Hey.
Goddamn.
Hey, it's all
That's
business.
romantic as fuck. Are you
It's
kidding
all
me?
It's all good work, Johnson, with me. Okay.
Dude, Riley, I could totally see Riley do it. Riley would never get in a situation where that would happen, but I could totally see Riley doing that.
We need to make like an 80s rom-com movie with Riley. Like I feel
Riley
like
at the
Riley
center.
would thrive
Dude.
thrive.
Yeah, Riley is the biggest cutie this side of the Mississippi.
Maybe that's our book and movie.
Yeah.
Is
Riley's love chronicles.
A rom-com that we turn into
Yeah.
who knows? Who knows?
I can't believe you wouldn't do this.
You still can't believe that he would do this?
You wouldn't do this.
I am down for it.
Bro.
I am
You
just
don't sound
saying,
down for
I'm
it.
waiting for you to show up to Sedan on Christmas Eve.
bro, in the middle of a horrendous civil war. It's the bags. It's just the bags lead to like, oh, I'm gonna sleep
Bro, so
over
you're
here.
saying you're going to Sedan without any bags?
No.
You're going to Sedan bagless?
Why are the bags bothering you
Bro,
so much?
why are you
Okay, let me break it down for you.
Do you expect him to go with no clothes?
Let me break it down for you, okay? So I go over there, I get a hotel. I drop my bags off there.
What?
Then I pull up to the spot in here because I'm not going to assume, because what if the parents are like, yo, we don't want
have
you
a
to
spot for you?
We don't want you to stay overnight. What if the woman is like, I don't want you to stay overnight. I'm like, I'm here if you want me in any and everything. Are you kidding me?
You can
What are you
take your
shaking
bags
your head
away.
at?
Yes. No, dude. Okay. You just landed in Europe or whichever one you want to pick.
Yeah.
I'm
John's
not going to my
girlfriend's from
fucking
Japan, by
hotel
the
the
way.
first thing I get there. I'm going to go see her because your relationship's on the brink.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
You
Just
said you're going to drop your bags off at the hotel.
Yeah, you don't have
Easy.
time.
That'll
You don't
take
have
me
time
30
to drop your
minutes.
bags. Love is on the line. You need to go straight there. Every second counts.
Every second counts at this moment, bro.
Bro,
You have
if
a
you wait to
10%
go get
chance
your
of
bags,
saving your relationship.
Christmas Eve might be over. And Christmas Eve is the most romantic day.
Christmas Eve is fire. That's like
Come on.
banger day.
That's
to
a
do
banger
this.
day.
Banger day to do this.
Banger bay.
By the way, this has been like 2 months basically. Oh no. This was. Oh, I'm just kidding. This was like 2 days after the incident because December 22nd and now we're December 24th. So he almost immediately turned around, got on a flight. I think that's great. I'm just saying, guys, please in the comments tell me if I'm an idiot or help me out.
It's not you're not an idiot. You're just not a romantic.
Dude.
You gotta go. The romantic is not gonna I'm gonna go to a hotel and plan everything. No, I'm going with my boombox and my bag straight to her door, and I'm saying, babe,
All in on the
I
boombox.
love you. It's Christmas Eve.
All in on the
I
boombox.
don't love my mom as much as you. My mom is back in the U.S. I'm here with you.
Boombox and no bags. That's all I'm saying. I'm digging my heels in at this point.
Bro,
I'm
all
standing
right.
on business.
Let us know if you would rather leave the bags at the hotel or come with the bags straight from the airport. Put your hands in
To
the
be clear,
comments.
for me not assuming that I'm gonna crash with you and your parents. To be clear, to give you your
John
space
hates
if
love.
you want it. But I'm here. All right, back to me not hating love and back to the story. So here we go. Vindicated. Okay, here we go. So I blurted out, "What the f are you doing here?" See?
No, she's not saying that. She's like, what the F are you doing here?
We'll see.
And he's like, I wanted to show you how much I love you. And she's like, you can't be here. We can't be together. And he is like, but it's Christmas and I have a package right for you.
Ding dong, baby.
And she's like, oh, I thought you forgot. And he's like,
Gets her hand in
baby,
there.
Santa ain't coming with his sack, but I am.
She just reaches her hand to the box.
No bags. No bags. He just laughed and said he wanted to talk about everything and it couldn't wait until I got back.
Yeah, I couldn't wait.
I'm down for that. I'm
Couldn't
down
wait.
for that.
I didn't have time to go to a hotel.
He's there. Stop it. He'd been reading all of the comments on the threads and he felt like they were very eye-opening. He browsed r/raised by narcissists and felt very moved by the similarity some of the posters have with their parents. He said that he spent the last few days thinking about what went down at the restaurant with his mother, and the look in my eyes when I looked at him after I realized what had happened broke his heart. What I didn't know was that he and his mother got into a row after I went to sit at the bar, fighting about me and how he doesn't feel free, how his sister used to say she had the same problems, but since she moved far away, it has died down a lot. A lot of people ask me why I put up with this for so long. I tried to remember when this really started happening, when it stopped appearing like regular mother-in-law, don't want to lose my son comments, and began to feel like isolation and vehemence. We used to have an okay relationship when we first met. Sometimes we'd go shopping together, and once we got our nails done. It was when Adam and I purchased a house together, that's when it really started to get bad.
She's taking my baby away.
The windows incident was the first really big issue I remember, when she realized we were serious about each other. So, back to when we were at my parents' house, we had a serious heart-to-heart. I thanked him so much for saying that he didn't have to stay at my place and not I'm just kidding. I bared everything to him and he did the same. So there was no extreme confession of incest or physical abuse. Well, thank God.
Wow.
Okay. Swipe the brow.
Woo.
Yeah, right. God. It was just that he thinks he was raised by a narcissist who saw control of her son, her pride and joy slipping away.
Yeah.
We came to a decision. Here's what we decided on December 27th. He went back to the US after New Year's Day, a couple of days before me, and moved his stuff out of our place to a friend's house. He didn't want me to have to be inconvenienced for changes he had to make. We put our engagement on hold for the time being. He canceled all the plans his mother made. He has been seeing a therapist since the middle of January pretty consistently, 2 to 3 times per week. I've been to 4 sessions with him. His mother has not.
Oh.
Whew, thank God.
We have sort of begun dating each other again. And I have been talking to his sister and things that his mother put her through. Adam is very lucky. Now, about his mother. He has decided to give her one last chance to go to therapy with him, and he stated that if she does not, he will be going no contact with her.
Wow. We love an ultimatum.
We have a lot to rebuild, but I know we can do it together. So, we have another juicy update.
Another one?
Another one.
This feels like a great place to end, but I guess there's juiciness to be squeezed.
It ain't over. So since you're so enthralled by OP's grand romantic gestures, how are you feeling about everything and prediction? Do you think the relationship will be saved? Or do you think it will ultimately falter out?
I think OP is making a lot of strides in the right direction.
You mean Adam?
Sorry, I think Adam is making a lot of strides in the right direction. And also, I think OP is also making a lot of strides in the right direction. I think both of them are. I mean, OP is saying, hey, this does not work for me.
Yes.
Here's what you can do to fix it. And Adam is fixing it and doing the same. And he's literally traveling across the world saying, I will move wherever, baby, because I have brought all of my bags with me. And these bags are evidence that I will pick up and move wherever you want because this relationship is the most important thing to me.
What about the bags?
The bags! But yeah, I think it's going in a great direction. I hope there isn't something weird that F's it up.
Give me your final prediction.
I think it's going to stay. I think it's going to, I think this is my prediction.
Yeah.
I think they're going to stay together.
Yeah.
But he's going to go no contact with his mom. I think there's a little drama to ensue.
Yeah. I think at first I was a little iffy on whether it would work out, but he made drastic times called for drastic measures and bro pulled the F up. He really did that. I think he's finally ready to cut out his mom. The glasses have been broken with his mom. He realizes what's about to happen. Well,
let's kick mom to the curb.
Let's see what does happen in this juicy update.
Get that juice.
Final update, December 16th, 2015, almost a full year later. It's been a long time, r/relationships. We are all a year older. Adam and I will be composing this thread together. Oh no, I gave away the ending.
A collab pose.
Yes, we are together.
Woo!
In fact, we're married.
Let's go. Love wins.
That's right.
It's all because of the bag.
Nope. The bags almost threw everything. She's like, babe, this was going so great. The bags were the only thing that gave me second thought.
All right. In the comments, are you team bags or team no bags?
Put the no emoji and bag emoji if you're riding with your boy, okay?
And just put 3 bags
just
emoji
3 bags
if you're
for
riding
them.
with this boy.
We'll see who wins at the end, okay? Give us your final votes. All right. So here it goes. Last time we left off, Adam was seeing a shrink, still is, to try and unwind some of the damage his mother did.
Yep.
We were living separately for the time being. Adam's mother tried to end her own life. But no, really, she called emergency services before she tried and didn't even have time to swallow more than 2 pills. It's so scary To think that within his mind, there was such an abusive past when he has always had such a happy exterior. My husband, man, that's fun to say, was basically traumatized by his own mother his entire life. As was his sister. I had alluded before in one previous thread that Adam's sister had it a lot worse than Adam when they were younger. But when Adam's father died, his mom locked in on him. She had it worse? I cannot even imagine. That's insane. So Adam's dad passed away because of kidney failure. However, Adam had donated one of his kidneys to try to save him. His father's body rejected the donation and passed away about 11 years ago this coming April. His mother took it upon herself during this grieving process to manipulate him into believing he killed his own father. And she was alone now because of him.
I feel so bad that she like attempted her own life, but at a certain point, like, does someone become so destructive that you just can't have them in your life?
It's such a hard thing because it's like, what else can you do? Like, OP is trying to just truly live his life, and look, donated a kidney to his own father, and she's like, bro, he's the reason he had a fighting chance.
Yeah,
a fighting chance.
And she's like, your kidney wasn't good enough.
Imagine if he didn't. Like, what would you be saying?
Probably like, oh, you're like, he's still sick because your kidney is like making him fail. Like, she would find some sort of way.
Yeah, she sounds awful.
Some sort of way that if he wanted to repair what he did to her, he would treat her better. Every time he thought he could get away and create his own life and feel free, she would remind him. The windows, for example. I only heard this part where she blamed me, but I tried to think back on the conversation and really try to hear what Adam said. It's about 4 years ago now, but he was telling me at the moment that the reason her house was falling down was because she no longer had a man to take care of it because he killed his dad. Bro.
This gives so much context to like why he was bending over backwards for her.
True. So true. So true. He was trying to tell me. I just wasn't able to understand what it meant. Same with the vacation to Barcelona. She was doing it in front of me now. When he was younger, a lot of these issues had been regarding academic success or athletic success. She didn't have any issue then with his girlfriends or anything. She just viewed her children as extensions of herself. It was bad, just wasn't this level of guilt-inducing insanity. Let's get back to the present day. Adam's psychologist had suggested Adam offer his mother a chance to come to therapy to work out issues. He wasn't able to propose this to her at the time because after her attempt to take her life, she whisked herself away on a cruise to get some much needed R&R, whatever. Oh my God. You'd think that he was asking her to murder puppies the way that she went on. So that's that. No contact.
I mean, I think
it's the time.
It's the time. It's the time.
She has tried, but Adam has either ignored all of her phone calls with unknown numbers, we had our locks changed, and his work has strict instructions not to let her pass the doors. She moved to where Adam's sister lives in July, but I know his sister, we are close. He has been no contact with her since she met her husband. We wrote off the $25,000. We either get it back in probate in court, in inheritance, or not at all. I'm not really choked up about it. Not enough to do any extra work to get it back right now, especially since Adam is worried that she'll use it as leverage to buy back in. We ended up getting married in September. I flew to be out with his parents this week to renew our vows in their house, and we're going to have our honeymoon in Fiji come January.
Amazing.
That's, oh God, you deserve. Please don't let the mother-in-law come. Don't do it. My dad isn't doing so well, but he always seems to fluctuate like that. However, my brother isn't optimistic this time. Anyway, we were wondering, since you all have been so supportive, if you would do us one small favor. Adam and I are going to have a grieving ceremony for his father so he can process it correctly without manipulation. For any of you who lost parents, what helped you get through it? Thank you for everything. We wish we could have invited each and every one of you to the wedding, but that would be creepy.
Wow.
Here we are.
I mean, it went pretty dark.
Yeah.
But I feel like we came out with like a beautiful ending where OP and her new hubby are happy.
Best possible outcome considering the circumstances, I would say.
Yeah, and circumstances were rough. But I mean, I guess to OP's question, like for anyone who has experienced the loss of a parent, like what did you do to grieve? I would love to hear your answers to that. And what do you think about how OP went no contact with his mother? Like, I feel, I mean, I would love to know what you think, John, but I feel like it was warranted.
I think that was,
or no, sorry, not OP, but Adam went no contact with the mother. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was definitely warranted. Like, there kind of just comes a point where it's like, I can't just completely give you my life to like manipulate and destroy it anymore.
At a certain point, it's my life, and I can choose what to do.
Exactly. I 100% agree with that decision.
But Riley, you have a little bit of a story time about my mom and your bagels.
Yep. So Sunday, Sophia was moving in. And before she got there, we had a little text thread going, and she was like, hopefully we have a clean kitchen because I bake a lot, and those who have a clean kitchen gets baked goods. And I was like, oh, the kitchen is a mess. I need to go clean it real quick. So I'm like cleaning it and stuff. And I say hey to Sophia, and then your mom comes in. And I'm like, the water's running because I'm like scrubbing the sink because there's a lot of stuff in it. She comes up to me and she's like, you're from Tennessee, right? And I'm like, well, yeah. She's like, here in California, we're in a drought and like we try to conserve water. So she like shuts the water off. She says, actually, we need a big, strong man to help us out move the stuff in the car. Can you come out and do it? And I'm like, I'll do it after this. Like, I'm almost done. She's like, no. She like takes it out of my hands, puts it down and says, you need to come help me right now. And I'm like, so I'm just going to be honest with you, Sam. That was hard for me. So I was like, I just took a second. I went, the only way to get through this is if I just like make fun of it or just like just whatever.
Yeah.
So since then I was
my mom is a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
To be clear.
So I was like, there's no way getting around it. I'm just gonna like have fun with it. So anytime she would say something, I would like kind of keep it lighthearted or whatever. Like there's no reason to get upset about it. And then she looks at my bagels. I was like about to make breakfast. She's like, are you eating these? And I'm like, yeah, my everything bagels. She's like, these are super processed and they're not good for you. You don't need to eat these. And I'm like, what are you gonna do? Make me a bagel? What else do you want me to do? And I eat them, and she was like, they're bad. So that was funny, but
for
I
a second,
she likes me. She made me
banana
bread. So I was like, oh, great.
She likes all of us in the apartment, but mom, chill.
Dude, I thought it was gonna end with you're like, so she threw the bagels away, and then I thought that's where you're about to take us,
bro. She threw our microwave away.
She did.
That's true.
We already have
in
one.
Fairness,
we have one.
That's okay. We do already have one.
We need to clean that fridge downstairs. It's gross.
It's true. Do we have a hose here?
I think so. Yeah, in the back. We should
give it an old freaking spray down.
Yeah.
Spray down,
we
pray down.
Got hose here.
Hey-yo. I refuse to let my mother-in-law hold my newborn babies because my other son broke her wrist. Ouch.
The baby broke her wrist? That's a strong Herculean baby.
Strong baby. Maybe it was his fat head just crushing her wrist.
Dude, John's fat head
Dude,
crushing
I had a
everything.
fat baby head. Let me tell you.
He did.
My mother-in-law get along fairly well, but she can be very overbearing and invasive, especially when she gets her mind fixated on something. She lives out of state most of the year, so it's usually not a big deal. But this comes from Inevitable Dealer 735 on r/OK Storytime. So I'm currently 33 and 5
months pregnant.
5 months pregnant with Dee boy twin girls. Wow.
What does Dee mean?
I don't know. Maybe that's the name.
Can you guys tell me what Dee means?
Please help us. Because I'm unsure. It's my husband and I's first pregnancy and will be our last as I am getting tubal ligation during my upcoming C-section.
Tubal ligation? I guess that's like
tubes tied. You can't have babies anymore, I'm guessing also. His mother came up early to help us around the house, prep for the babies, etc., etc. She was helpful, but wouldn't slow down. She kept going at a whirlwind pace that was like the house was on fire and things needed to be done immediately. I was starting to have beginning symptoms of preeclampsia.
What are all these words that I do not know?
Yeah, Keon, could you look up preeclampsia and see?
I looked up Dee.
Yes.
And Dee twins. This is what I found, the first thing.
Yeah.
Dichorionic or
What the does that mean?
Twins that have their own placenta and amniotic sac. I don't.
Okay.
Oh wait. Is that fraternal? Ask if Dee means fraternal, because if they have their own placenta and embryonic sac, that might mean they're like not in the same. Like I think identical.
It sounds like
twins.
they have like at least their own placenta, and that means they're also fraternal. or something.
Yeah, yeah. That's what
They're
I'm
like
thinking.
developed at the same time instead of like.
You guys are correct. That's what it is. Let's fucking.
Aha.
It's just I guess like a funnier way of saying that.
DD.
DD.
I was starting to have beginning symptoms of preeclampsia before her arrival and was told to calm it down immediately, to which I did until she came up. Once she was here, she kept trying to take over everything instead of putting together the twins' rooms, organizing it how she wanted to, and was getting angry at me when I would set boundaries.
Katie Hansen says preeclampsia is extremely high blood pressure that can be deadly to both mom and baby.
Whoa.
I didn't want to interrupt you, John.
Oh, dude, you can interrupt me all day.
Yeah, it's pretty much that. Just a serious medical condition that can occur during pregnancy or after giving birth, and it is characterized by high blood pressure and protein in the urine.
I think that I remember this word before at some point. Riley, not that kind of protein.
Big protein
Stop.
in your
Riley
urine.
was salivating. When
I know,
was
dude.
saying
He
that.
got way too excited over there. I was still grateful for her help, despite the infuriating way that she does things sometimes, because it allowed me to be home, my husband to continue working as long as he could, and we could get some stuff done. Well, I ended up paying badly for the rushing and stress because it caused my body to crash hard. I was sent to the ER on Thursday, April 11th, and I've been fully diagnosed with preeclampsia.
Oh no.
So she actually has it now.
Yeah, and that's like a high blood pressure thing that could happen during or after pregnancy that could be fatal.
That is correct.
Wow, Sam.
You win. Preeclampsia. I haven't left the hospital since, and they are keeping me until April 18th when the twins will be delivered via C-section at 34 weeks. It was so bad I was almost put through emergency surgery over the weekend, but they have been able to stabilize me long enough for making it this far. It was not worth it to have the mom there. She literally
Things
put you in the
worse.
hospital.
Yeah.
Come on now. Well, throughout this, mother-in-law has been telling everyone she tried to calm me down, but I pushed myself too hard and caused this to happen to my body. That I should have just listened to her and just rested.
You're
while
the
everyone
reason that she's freaking out.
You're the reason. She said I should have listened to her and just rested while everyone else did everything for me. Again, that pissed me off, but whatever. Maybe I should have put my foot down and rested more, so I didn't fight too much about who said what. If anything, my husband came to my defense when I asked about why I declined so fast. While I've been in the hospital, she asked to babysit our 10-year-old autistic nephew for my husband's brother. She did and was thrilled about it because my brother-in-law and sister-in-law feel similarly to us and know mother-in-law can't control how rambunctious she gets. They have stronger boundaries than I do with her. They are always reminding her to calm down, especially around our nephew, who quickly becomes sensory overloaded fairly quickly. During our babysitting, she was roughhousing with our nephew and he accidentally broke her wrist. Dude, yikes. We all know our nephew doesn't quite understand or know when to stop. We've told her numerous times that she can't get him riled up like that, but she doesn't seem to listen.
And wait, the nephew is like is the autistic one?
Yeah, is autistic. Mm-hmm.
What is she doing to get him riled up? So rile up the
Bro's got that
dogs.
dog in him.
Yeah, that he does.
Oh my gosh. Well, now she can't move her wrist. My husband and I, all while still in the hospital, had to tell her that we are not going to let her hold the babies while her wrist was broken. Oh man, this is definitely going to set her off. That she'll have to wait now because it's not safe for either of them or her. She probably would hurt herself more trying to hold them or might possibly drop them. She got pissed off saying if we think that she's not holding her babies, we've got another thing coming.
It's not your kid.
When it doesn't come out of your cooter, you can't be a pusher and mover of your wants and needs. I tried.
If it doesn't come out of your cooter, you can't be the one to call the shooter. There's maybe something with shooter. Can't be a looter.
It didn't come out of your shooter. Don't try to loot her.
That's good.
We're
That
closer.
works. That works.
We're getting closer. If it didn't come out of your cooter, then beggars can't be choosers. It's a little better. And it's a slant rhyme. Okay, Sophia, I know you watched back the episode. Oh, it was a slant rhyme. I know. It's close enough, so it counts. Anyways, I'm not angry. I just don't feel comfortable with her holding my premature babies with a broken wrist. Reasonable. I know it sucks, and I feel bad that she will have to wait, but I also kind of feel that this is consequences to her own actions. I don't plan on withholding her viewing them, at least. I already know I will be painted.
The viewing of the child should still be allowed.
You shall see the baby.
You shall see the baby.
I already know I will be painted as a bad guy if I refuse to budge on letting her hold them until she has recovered. My only saving grace is I know my husband is on my side, and brother-in-law and sister-in-law will also agree with me, defending me to the rest of the family when they all come running out of the woodwork to call us a-holes.
Well, at least the husband's on your side, like unlike last story.
Yeah.
United front.
And the brother and sister-in-law. That's good.
Yeah. You got your allies.
I also wonder if this is a classic case of like the mother-in-law will just run to everyone and be like, she said I couldn't hold the babies because she doesn't like me anymore. And then like gets everyone on her side. Oh my gosh.
I hope not. I mean, I think everyone has enough context that won't happen, but
Hopefully.
crazier things have happened in these stories.
That's true. Would I really be an a-hole for preventing her from holding her newest grandkids until she's recovered? Thanks for any advice, and I'll try to respond when I can as I'm still in the hospital, trying to keep these two babies cooking just 2 more days. And we got an update for those maybe buns in the oven coming out of the oven. Ding! But
so like if my mom broke her wrist before I was giving birth, me. This is an alternate world where I'm forcing a little child out of my legs. I would probably just like maybe see like, hey, can you pick up a chair? And if she can pick up a chair, okay, then I would allow.
Why chance it?
Well, I mean, like I think you could allow like sitting down. Like, is it that hard to carry a baby?
Sitting down. That's a good point. Sitting down.
Yeah, sitting down.
Yeah.
Like maybe on a bed or something. Like you're on a bed, you're sitting down, you can't fall, or maybe like there's pillows all around you. You're sitting on the floor.
But ultimately, this is not her baby. It is indeed OP's baby.
Yeah, OP can do whatever she wants.
Yeah.
So like it's not like OP is an a-hole for doing that.
Yeah,
I'm just thinking like if it was my mom like really wanting to hold the baby and she had a broken wrist, I would be like, oh, Ming Ming says ask her to carry a bag of rice. Do you ever have to like carry like a watermelon for
I never had the whole like fake baby thing.
I had to do a fake baby thing I think in like middle school.
I was honestly kind of sad because I was like, one, I feel like I'd be pretty good at it, and two, I was like,
John.
You see it on all the like the TV shows and stuff. It's like such
fun.
a thing.
It was fun, dude. I did crack my watermelon, but
you cracked your watermelon.
Yeah, I dropped it.
Of course you did.
You gotta put a little Vaseline.
I feel like you were like scaling some sort of abandoned like skyscraper,
tossing it with my buddies.
Slipped out of your arm.
Skyscraper.
Fell like 16 stories.
Oh god, it was fine, dude. My baby's a trooper.
Just a little crack skull. Never hurt anybody.
Got a big old giant head that's hard as rock.
That's so crazy.
Hard as nails.
This guy.
I think OP can do whatever they want, but like there's ways to hold a baby that aren't.
Jesse Fierce also says 34 weeks, those babies might be small and fragile. Keon, could you maybe look up what like the average like when a baby usually comes out? I feel like it's 39 weeks. It's 40?
Yeah, John's like, I think it's like 56 weeks.
For me, it was a solid 19 months.
3 years.
Bro, that's because my head was cooking, dude. My head was just like freaking. You just got like a little balloon, little tire
John
inflator.
Came out with a beard.
Yeah, I came out like this, glasses and all,
glasses and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in conclusion, OP does what she wants.
Yep.
But if it was me, I probably would have found a safe way
Try to
for
find some wiggle room.
My mother-in-law to hold the baby.
Got you. Well, do we find anything, Keon?
40 weeks.
40 weeks.
Yeah.
Dang. So close. Nice work, Riley.
Riley was on the
You win this round, son. All right. Let's get into the update. Thank you for all the advice. I really appreciate it. Thank you for all the suggestions about using a pillow, having her sit down while holding the babies.
Kimberly Fine says, John, be like Megamind over here.
I don't know why it didn't occur to me to try and think about that, lol. I think it might be a fair solution. That way, she and the babies can be safe. After reading this, what I've been able to do, I'm definitely realizing I need to be firmer with her in the future, though, especially when it comes to boundaries. Agreed. Not to be mean, but it's clear now that she'll walk all over me if I don't, and it's now my job to advocate for those two babies first and foremost.
True.
I will always second guess myself, So I wasn't trusting my gut, but I'm so glad I got confirmation from others' point of view. Thank you all so much. And to whoever commented that everything was one giant wall of text, I have no idea what happened, lol. I spaced it out, maybe because I'm on my phone, it didn't work out. I agree 100% and found that seriously annoying when browsing through Reddit. By the way, what's never annoying is joining us every weekday at 3 p.m. PST.
Join us
to our lives.
Be part of our squadron.
Like come on now. Now, I did try to respond back to some people, but it's been a rough morning. I can imagine, sister. As of right now, things are touch and go.
I don't know why that got me.
All right, here we go. I'm doing good. This morning, my blood pressure spiked to 188/103.
Dang. Well, you know that she has a condition that causes high blood pressure that can occur during pregnancy or after pregnancy and can be fatal.
But do you know what could be found in their pee that's a indicator?
Gonorrhea?
Proteins.
Oh, protein.
Jesus Christ, Sam.
Dude, Sam is
Sam, did you fail health class?
Sam today.
Sam's like gonorrhea.
Oh, dude, actually, so fun fact.
You said 56 weeks.
Fun fact.
No,
that's an inside joke because John.
Okay.
My mom always says she was pregnant with me for like 12, 13, 14 months.
Yeah, dude, instead of being worried about my health education, why didn't you read up on your okay story time education, dude? But also, fun fact, to Keon's point, I took AP Physics instead of taking health. So I've never taken a health class in high school.
You know what's interesting? I think with my Florida education, I was like...
So I wasn't wrong.
No, yeah, exactly. You know, I was saying, to your point,
Wait.
You were 100% right. I know nothing about my changing body.
I feel like I honestly have been thinking back recently. I was like, I don't think I had any spicy sleep education through my school. Maybe I had a sick day, but
I didn't have any in my high school. I totally missed that.
Right.
I didn't totally miss that.
Because it's a
Really?
No, because
right?
I decided I don't need to know about.
Oh,
I'm
you did
doing
take a
engineering.
class. Right.
Like, and then what world am I gonna have?
I'll
sex?
engineer my way to the top. Oh man.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we've been able to bring it back down to the 130s. Let's go. But we almost had babies.
What? Oh, what?
Like delivered them, conceived more?
Maybe almost had more babies.
I don't know. We'll see. I'm just trying to hold on to one more full day, and by Thursday morning, we hope my surgery goes well. Thank you again. I'm truly grateful, as this has given me huge peace of mind while I'm stuck here in the hospital.
Hey, that's what Reddit's good for. That's what
we're good for. So that's it.
Also, Ming Ming says, I got my spicy sleep education from reading.
Dude, legendary. Legendary. So where do the tentacles come into the equation? Exactly. How do you How do you protect the tentacles?
I've never seen it, but maybe I have. And there's this one thing that they do. Actually, I'm not going to talk about it.
No, Sam, talk about it.
Yeah, please expand.
Have you ever seen Keon?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Have I seen hentai?
I'll say that with my chest.
You're a man of culture. You know that one thing they do where they do a cutout of the inside?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where you get your education from. You know, it's the anatomy.
Is that how you got you figured it out?
Yeah, dude, that's where I got my spicy sleeve education, from that one video.
Samuel.
And also so did Ming Ming. Shout out Ming Ming.
You're not alone.
I'm not alone.
See,
I'm not alone.
there's
at least
somewhere out there.
person.
There's someone who got their education from hentai.
Yeah, dude, and they are floundering in this world.
But we're not drained of. These next story.
Am I the a-hole for wanting to uninvite my mother-in-law to my wedding?
Or should you marry her?
So, I, 32 female, am engaged to the man of my dreams, 34 male, and have been since December of 2020. We first met when we were teenagers through a mutual friend and always had a draw to one another, but we're both too shy to act on it in our youth. We remained just friends despite our feelings for several years, not speaking often, but always available should one or the other need a shoulder or an ear.
Oh.
This comes from Lanky Chain 2024 on the /OK story time. So my relationship with my mother-in-law for the majority of the time he and I have been together was great. Oh yeah, Duchess Cassandra says cross-section, Sam. That's the word I was looking for. But when he and I moved an hour away 2 years ago, that all
changed. Drastically and immediately, in fact. Instead of being happy or excited for us to be starting our own lives in a beautiful new place, she elected to shut both myself and her son out of her life for the most part, never texting or videoing as she usually did and barely calling. Calls were confined to her complaining about how she will never come to where we live because it's over a bridge and that scares her, and how she will just never get to really see us, and her bragging to us about how much time she now spends with her daughter and other grandchildren. Weird. When we started making solid wedding plans, she would always make a point to say, we'll take pictures of everything, I guess, because it's not like someone like me will be able to be there to see it. You wouldn't invite your little old mom, would you?
Okay.
Pick me mom right here, bro. It's a pick me mom.
Tell me there is not a way. Most places with bridges have a long way around. Many places, not most.
Way.
Some places.
Take the long way.
Take the long way. Which, hey, listen, if she has like a phobia of bridges, all right, fair enough.
No, her phobia.
Go
bridges.
around.
No, go over the bridge. I'm gonna push you off it if you don't go through it.
You have to zip line, or what's the scariest
line
way?
Over the bridge. Whitewater raft down the river.
Grappling hook. Like Batman style,
or
Spider-Man
Circus
style.
the Lake cannon style. Just shoot yourself across.
There is a way.
There's a way. If there's a will.
There's a way.
Kimberly Fine says, guess she'll never get over it, but we're going to get over to this next part of this.
Nice. Good one, Kimberly Fine.
A reminder, we only moved an hour away, 2 hours at the absolute most. She just refuses to go over that bridge, but I guess we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So not if she's driving, not even if anyone else is driving, not even with a police escort that is actually an option because many people are uncomfortable driving this particular bridge.
Wow.
Oh, maybe it is a freaking weird bridge.
Yeah.
This wounded my fiance.
Ooh.
He and his mother were very close up until these changes. It really threw us for a loop when she went from adoring and doting and supportive to passive aggressive and negligent. Although, is this bridge like the bridge in Shrek? I feel like it might be the Shrek bridge. Keon, pull that up.
The Shrek Bridge?
Pull up Shrek Bridge.
Deal with sticks?
Pull up Shrek Bridge, but don't put on the sound.
Wait.
Pull up Shrek
What?
Bridge.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know what's about to happen. Or the one a few months ago, it was in Baltimore or something
That fell?
that fell.
I mean, the entire U.S. has crumbling infrastructure. Over the next 20 years, our bridges will fail, and there will be a consequence.
You know what? You might not be wrong.
Bridge?
Yeah, go. Yeah, dude. I don't know.
Let's try it.
Try it.
Hey!
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
right.
Bridge.
Of course,
That's the bridge I'm imagining.
How did I forget?
That's actually how mother-in-law views that bridge in her head.
Exactly. She's donkey.
She's like, yeah, just donkey. Donkey. Cross the bridge.
Cross the bridge. Oh, sing it a little harder.
And then Shrek starts
Yeah.
Is she the one who's
sing it
shaking
harder?
it?
Okay.
Yeah. So my fiance and his mother and I wound up in an argument over it at one point, and she blamed me for the fight, claiming I was disrespectful and should mind my own business. From then on, that is what I did. I, of course, had my own opinions on her behavior, but I did not engage with her or antagonize her. I love my fiance and want him to be happy, and I try my best to do what I can to be supportive of what is now left of their relationship since that fight. We unfortunately weren't able to afford our new house due to jobs being so scarce in that area, and ultimately wound up moving back to the area near her. We got back on our feet quickly enough and have been able to resume wedding planning. We set a date and informed the people we wanted to attend all of the wedding details. To my surprise, my mother-in-law was thrilled. Chip, are you thrilled? Hey, buddy. Come over here.
There we go.
Come over here. Oh,
I was trying to get him over here, but here we go.
Come on.
Let's see it. Dude, you guys just manhandle this dog. Oh, there we go. Dude, nice work. That was actually kind of impressive, I'm not going to lie. There we go.
Good boy. Good boy.
Here we go. Now we can keep reading.
Now we can keep reading.
I was about to say that Mike looks like he's stabbing him.
No, he's fine.
What the
He's
dog
fine,
doing?
he's fine,
He's
trust
fine.
me.
Oh, Chip, are you okay? Okay. Oh.
I think he's just sniffing. Bro, he's sniffing like
thought
hyperventilating.
I thought he was freaking out.
Oh my god. None for you.
None for you, little doggy. All right.
Anyways.
It's now
Dude, we need a chip cam. There we go. Okay, now he's settling on his feet. That's actually really cute.
Yeah, that's cute. Can't quite see him, but he's adorable. Oh yeah, wait, can you see?
Chip cam.
Chip cam.
Hold on. There he is.
Oh, not
Chip. Oh my god, dude,
Not
I'm
the
dead.
dogs.
I'm absolutely dead. Dude, shout out to Keon, man. We
did expose those dogs.
We did, but it could have been prolonged
We got
exposure.
the dog and we got the dog.
We got the
dogs.
dogs. All the dogs are out today. Woof woof.
Woof woof. Anyway, all right, let's get back to this story. So basically now we unfortunately weren't able to afford a new house due to jobs being so scarce in that area, and it ultimately wound up moving back to the area near her. So they're back with mother-in-law. We got back on our feet quickly enough and have been able to resume wedding planning. We set a date and informed the people we wanted to attend of all the wedding details. To my surprise, my mother-in-law was thrilled, which I feel like is, to be expected because the mother-in-law wants them to live next to her.
That's a great point that I can't comprehend because I'm reading all the feet comments right now. Lot of feet comments going on. Whole lot of feet comments.
Oh man, yeah. Everyone's like, that's gonna end up on Wiki Feet.
Oh no.
There we go.
We really should just to complete the lore. We should just
John, should we see your feet?
Brother, I just did a foot peel like a day or two ago. It's probably it's not at the point of where it's really bad, but are you guys familiar with foot peels? They basically after a week your feet shed like a snake, basically. It looks crazy.
Can I see?
Oh yeah, it's probably today it's not so bad. It's just starting.
What do you mean? That doesn't look
no.
bad at all.
It's after a week that's when it really starts going crazy.
Dude, your feet look regular.
It takes a week.
Dude, literally, you can't see anything.
It just looks like you have dry feet.
You just look like you have dry feet, bro.
But
you'll
see.
I don't know.
I don't know if
It's not there yet. I already said it's not there.
Yeah.
Chat will back me up. Chat, tell him. Anyways.
To my surprise, my mother-in-law was thrilled. For weeks, whenever it was brought up, she cried tears of joy and hugged us and wanted to be included in every detail. It was very heartwarming. Right up until it wasn't.
Oh,
fast forward to the beginning of April. I have my dress. My mother is all set. Groomsmen and bridesmaids are almost fully ready for the big day. Since my mother and I will be having special mother-daughter time while we get our hair and makeup done at a salon near us. I wanted to help my mother-in-law feel included and offered to do her makeup and hair for her the day of the wedding. That time would just be for us and would be a chance for us to have some private pictures and mother-daughter time. She loved the idea and accepted. She doesn't typically wear makeup, so I brought out everything I had, which is quite a lot since I'm a glam kind of girl, and said I will take the day off of work to do a makeup consult with her and make sure we have everything she will need for the look of her choice. It's now 29 days before the wedding. We secured the plan and talked about it multiple times through the week. The night before she is supposed to come over, she decides to tell both my fiance and I just how unprepared she is. She has not ordered her dress. She doesn't have any shoes. She hasn't even looked for any jewelry she could wear, just a necklace or earrings. And her budget for any makeup she needs is $20 to $25.
Hey, dollar store
makeup. You can do a lot.
They got it.
You can do a lot with some dirt as contour.
Right.
Admittedly, we were both stunned and frustrated. I've been helping her for weeks to find everything she needed, all within the budget she suggested. All she needed to do was place the orders and show up. I would handle the rest for her. He and I kept our thoughts to ourselves, and when she asked when to be at the house for the consult, we told her 1:30 to 2 p.m. She agreed, we said our goodbyes, and we hung up. The next day, I pull out every makeup item I have that would be of interest in flattering her to her complexion and put it on display for her to choose from. 1:45 rolls around. We haven't heard a word from her. 2 p.m. comes and she's not answered our text, nor is she here. He calls her, no answer. She calls back 5 minutes later, and apparently his call woke her up. I immediately see his face go red, and I am so stunned. Yeah, dude. Chip, I'm right there with you. Chip goes... I say nothing. she sort of apologizes and ends it with, sorry to disappoint you. Seems like I'm always disappointing to someone. I'll get ready to head over. Dude, such pick-me energy. 3 p.m., 4 p.m., no mother-in-law. My fiance has to leave for work and he is both furious and heartbroken. This is BS. We just talked about it. This is for our wedding. All she had to do was show up. I don't know if I want her to have a chance to hurt me again. I watch as the man of my dreams turns into a heartbroken kid. It takes a lot to make him cry, and she did.
Dang.
This is sad.
Dang, mama.
She eventually does show up at almost 6 o'clock. Gives me a quick sorry, and I just nod and get into the makeup stuff. 6 o'clock. She was supposed to show up at 1:30. Luckily, in the end, all she needs is foundation in her skin tone and waterproof mascara. She spends the rest of the time here talking about how she fell back to sleep after speaking to her son, how her husband is probably going to get the dress she needs for her sometime soon, and that she doesn't really want her picture taken on the wedding day. I am gripping the table, trying my best not to explode. She eventually shrugged and said, yeah, I guess pictures will be fine. Once I explained how much it would mean to her son to have these pictures with her, I helped her try to find a necklace set for the event, and she stuns me again by trying to order the exact set I will be wearing, but in a different color.
Oh.
I gently say no. And explain why, and she pretends she didn't realize when she picked it. I tell her I needed to get dinner started, so she starts to get ready to go and says, maybe I'll give you money and you can pick up the rest of the makeup for me. It is 2 items that can be bought at Walmart, lady. I explain I have insane hours at work the next few weeks so that I can afford to take time off for the honeymoon, in addition to all the final appointments leading up to the wedding. She rolls her eyes and says, yeah, I guess you'll be kind of busy the next couple weeks. Dude, she gives me the vibe of like a sexually frustrated teenage boy that's like watched too much anime and is red-pilled.
I guess you won't really want to get with me. I'm just not the coolest out there.
I guess nice guys like me don't have a chance.
I mean, I guess.
I mean, but maybe you could give a chance to some guy like me.
Hi.
I decide that's all I can handle, and she heads out. When my fiance gets home, he asks how it went, and I tell him the truth. I apologize for being so angry. I just cannot believe how she's behaving. By the way, if you want to see how we behave on a daily basis, you can join us live every weekday at 3 p.m. PST. Just tap our profile right here on YouTube.
But no feet.
He and I discuss how it went. And after a few quiet minutes, he says, I'm going to handle this with her this week. If she can't get her crap together and show up and actually be prepared, she doesn't need to come. He asks if I'm okay with the idea. She may not be here. Chip, I'm with you. He did another. I explain it's his mother and I support his choice. I just want our day to be stress-free. So Reddit, am I the a-hole for wanting to uninvite my mother-in-law? What do you think? No, I mean, like, you know, it seems like she might be depressed, you know? Seems like she doesn't have much self-confidence. Maybe just don't have her be as big a part of the wedding.
I am a little bit on the side of like, actually, she just attends as a guest and like you just don't involve her in literally any of the planning or anything, that it should work out. Hey, Sam, what you doing over there? Hey, Chip, blink twice. Sniffing the mic.
Chip, what do you got for this story, huh?
Ooh, dude. He's got that golden
He's got the glow.
He's got that glow.
Dude, look, I mean,
oh my
golly.
Hey. How's your day going?
Oh.
Hey, girl, hey.
Hey, girl. You're the one for me. Talking to you, Stella.
Oh, dude, don't give Stella.
Yeah, don't give her anything.
Don't give her anything. Oh, my God. Yeah,
you
Mrs.
give her an inch, she'll fly
Silvertier-
3,000 miles.
Miss Silvertier says she sounds depressed. Josephine Medola Burquest says not the a-hole. Kimberly Hawley says not the a-hole, but I'd had hubby uninvite her. Probably, Izzy says mother-in-law is doing it on purpose, probably to be a little bit more of the center of attention. I feel like if I was in this situation, I would be like, hey, we'd love you to come, but I feel like it doesn't make sense for you to be like a super big part of the wedding.
That's a good point. I think like probably if she's an attendee, it probably won't like it's the fact that she has to be like showing up at these times and stuff. It's like Chip just licked my food box. That sounds crazy.
Yeah. Chick just licked my food box.
Dang,
What do you mean by that?
At least
what do you mean by that?
At least buy me a food box first. Come here, Chip. Come here.
He's so cute.
Yeah.
He's like the highest rated dog ever.
That's true.
Chip.
But yeah, I think in all seriousness, probably just have her be a guest.
Yeah, I agree.
And that should probably be good.
I agree. Chip, do you agree?
It would make things less sticky, per se.
Yeah.
Dude, stop saying that. Stella is going to eat that up.
But that's the end of that.
That's the end of that story, but I think we got another one for you.
Real quick, with the
Oh,
frame.
is that the end of the story?
That's the end of the.
Yes.
Well, I think that's the end of this episode. So if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you.
And see you tomorrow.
Remember it at that time, baby.